человека значок не один. Я был вот первым, кто не успел на неё.
Самое смешное, я тоже был первым. Я не успел, но мне его потом дали.
О, блин, жесть. Лаки.
Но это работает как Twitch же первым сабером, которым гифты дают, ничего не выдает, и ты не можешь
Да.
сабнуться. Так что
Так,
можно как бы сразу убрать конкурентов.
да, у нас уже
Начинается ран, да.
начался раунд, да. Первая часть, она проходится наиболее казуально. У нас здесь нету каких-то больших абузов с мувментом. Просто прыгаем, и это и будет наше основное передвижение. Также по уровню раскиданы ящики, которые будут нам играть не самую приятную роль в конце каждого уровня, потому что за каждый ящик у нас будет отниматься время после уровня, когда эти ящики, которые мы не собрали, будут прыгать на крэша. Ну а так, в принципе, больше по первой части особо нечего рассказывать, разве что на босс что-то такое. Ну, конечно, здесь будет очень такой клевый момент и прочим, но именно с какой-то более подробной точки зрения ничего не будет происходить.
Ну, механику игры, я думаю, особо разъяснять не стоит. Платформер.
Ну, это
Есть
прыгаешь,
маска,
бьешь.
которая делает нас неуязвимым. В конце уровня мы за каждую пропущенную коробку получаем коробкой по голове. Все просто и понятно.
Да, по-моему, каждая коробка отнимает где-то 0,3 секунды. Поэтому 3 коробки складываются уже в целую секунду таймлоза. Когда мы подбираем третью маску подряд, то у нас возрастает скорость передвижения, и нас ничто не может убить, кроме как падение или если нас, по-моему, может что-то раздавить. Вообще, локации первые довольно живописные. Вот у нас здесь была возможность пойти на дополнительный стейдж, дополнительный такой уровень, но учитывая, что это не процент, нам это не надо. Если бы была категория 315%, то мы бы, конечно, пошли туда.
Не знаю, как ты, но мне кажется, вот на 315 все вот такие вот раны часов на 6, 7, 8 должны быть ближе к вечеру, чтобы их было гораздо легче смотреть. Там, условно, люди проснулись, ран закончился, начался ран другой игры. Потому что
Ну
так или
и
иначе довольно тяжело иногда смотреть на одну и ту же игру 12 часов подряд, условно.
я к этому отношусь более философски. Где-то всегда ночь, а где-то утро. Так что это как посмотреть. Ой, не где-то всегда ночь, где-то на земле. В это время ночью, где-то утром. Да. Ну, собственно, стараемся как можно больше пробежать в маске, потому что нам не надо скипать врагов, быстрее бежим. И, в принципе, вот здесь вот он немного не успел, попал на шип, но... О,
Опа!
да, случился прыжок веры. Ну, самое неприятное, что у нас сбились маски, и теперь одна последующая маска нам не будет давать ускорение. Ну, надеюсь, дальше у него все будет складываться.
Ну, зато он нам показал, насколько медленная тройная маска.
Да. Точно. Спасибо большое за шоу-кейс.
Ну, это так, нагоняет напряжение беливером. Правда, заспойлерил он слишком рано, ну да ладно, бывает. Там не успели еще много закинуть. Синие.
Вот у нас появляется еще один вид уровней. Это уровень, когда нам надо убегать от чего-то. В данном случае это громадный камень. Основная проблема прохождения этих уровней — то, что мы крайне скованы в зрении и не видим, что будет впереди. Поэтому приходится импровизировать, если играть казуально. Но понятное дело, что раннер уже все это выучил вдоль и поперек.
В казуальном прохождении, кстати, эти уровни доставляют много проблем, очень много. Из-за того, что очень сложно отреагировать сразу на все эти движения, плюс еще те, кто играл в
Скорее
Crash,
на
понимают,
препятствия, да.
насколько он такой по управлению интересный.
Но, кстати, вот именно вот этот ремейк, Sane Trilogy, она, как мне кажется, более...
Лояльно.
Нет, наоборот, не лояльна к игроку, потому что если в старом, условно, были какие-то более громоздкие хитбоксы, где-то можно было зацепиться и не упасть, то здесь хитбоксы прям очень четко выверены, и если ты сделаешь вот буквально лишний шаг, то сразу упадешь. Но также есть и определенные скипы в последующих частях, которые позволяют проходить уровни более просто, как раз вот из-за, как понимаю, из-за этих хитбоксов. Но
Ну как, здесь хитбоксы более точные из-за того, что они
да,
визуально
да,
соответствуют тому, что есть, а на
да.
консоли старой были такие классические хитбоксы, где нельзя сделать идеально ровный хитбокс, и там чуть-чуть больше, чем есть.
Да, из-за этого как раз ты мог там где-нибудь в воздухе, условно говоря, ходить еще там один шаг или что-то такое. Ну, то есть были какие-то сейф-зоны,
Это
условно.
было как бы бонусная ошибка, скажем так, из-за того, что
О,
визуально рассчитать куда сейчас замечательно.
да, но самая большая проблема не в том, что он упал даже, а в том, что теперь сбит цикл у
Да, да. Классика.
всего уровня.
Ну, в общем-то, это... Почему я не люблю платформеры и вообще спидран платформеров считаю сложнее любого другого, это как раз-таки ресеты ни за что. Одна ошибка, у тебя все циклы неправильно, ты потерял весь уровень.
Ну благо он здесь находился уже почти в самом конце, и особо долго ему бежать не пришлось. Первый босс тем временем у нас игры — это Папу-Папу. Вообще абсолютно несложный босс. Нам надо прыгать на него, и он будет умирать. Здесь даже про него какие-то лишние слова сказать.
Spicy stuff there, murcaz. Spicy stuff.
Extremely difficult boss.
Have me sweating there. Jesus.
So you just jump
И
on this,
переходим в
or
такую
backwards. One
следующую
of
часть
one
игры.
of him you can jump on. Sometimes he will
После боссе,
just kind of very annoying.
по-моему, здесь у нас тоже будет катиться камень.
A very unfortunate part about me dying in the end of
Нет, нет.
the
Хочу заметить,
А.
кстати, у нас РТА время на таймере. А на борду пойдет время
behind the cycles is
с вычетом загрузок.
Ну-ну.
and I missed it. But that's fine, because I already did lose the mask earlier, so
Да, вот Райнер как раз сетует на то, что из-за того, что он раньше потерял маску,
I'm gonna
оу,
was gonna
а у него теперь не будет
gonna
дополнительной скорости передвижения.
is slow. Might have been faster to
А,
think it.
И еще он не задел там динамит,
The run, it always makes me nervous.
и на него упадет из-за этого 9 лишних,
He's definitely.
9 лишних ящиков.
I thought I waited long enough.
А 9 лишних ящиков — это минус 1 секунда.
The masks are fine, so it does not really matter. I'm just showcasing the different death animations for you guys. Better to get it out of the way in Crash 1. You know, I
Да все,
don't-
анбеливеры, давайте, подзалейте еще.
Iffy, that's fine.
The unfortunate thing when Crash gets hit is that he'll have a little bounce to him, and as murcaz, we wanted to kind of stay on that railing, but that bounce forced him to jump, and I guess the jump kind of messed up his trajectory.
Вообще идеально мы здесь должны подбирать маску третьего уровня и не бояться вообще ничего. Но из-за этого падения, конечно,
Ну, у нас полностью потерян весь цикл. Нам надо заново набить все 3 маски, что довольно сложно из-за того, что раннер-то не привык к этому.
55 коробок, это у нас получается 5 секунд луз-тайм. Но понятное дело, что эти коробки собирать дольше. Ой, сейчас уровень,
На кабанчике.
который ассоциируется у меня с флешбэками в детство, где кабан был абсолютно неуправляемый. Там еще появлялись какие-то враги, которые постоянно стопают, толкают, убивают и какие только непосредственно не творят.
Я не знаю, поможет ли нам чатик, но надо, наверное, призвать кабанчиков в удачу раннера. Байтим. Работа лаби.
Но вот пока как-то почему-то ни одного не пробегает. Может быть, хотя бы один? Да ладно, ваба не заметит. Что могу от себя отметить касательно всех игр Крэша? О, побежал первый. Очень колоритные персонажи. То есть Крэш, который в каких-то танцах, конвульсиях бьется, этот безумный неокортекс, Акуаку, Ука, Коко. Ну, вообще все персонажи очень колоритные.
Знаешь, я бы на самом деле больше хотел посмотреть на 4-ю часть трилогии.
А по-моему,
Потому что
4-я
она...
не так давно, по-моему, была на
Да.
каком-то марафоне.
Она в действительности очень сильно отошла от классического Крэша,
Да.
потому что появилась трехмерность зачастую. Вот полноценная прямо-таки. Такой интересный элемент осовременивания старых игр, которые нам так хорошо знакомы.
Ну, может быть, это и пойдет на пользу. Это надо смотреть, конечно, уже во времени. Хочется, чтобы вышла и 5-я какая-то часть, и еще что-то. Потому что, по сути, это персонажи интересные. Не зря их до сих пор любят, и это даже выражается в тех же спидранах. Потому что плохие игры, пускай и бегают, но мне почему-то кажется, что многие прямо из детства помнят этого Крэша и так и начинают его ранить.
Ну как, плохие игры бегают, и даже хорошо. Иногда плохие игры бегают лучше, чем хорошие.
Ну, понятно.
Там самые активные игры посмотреть на борде интересно становится.
Ну, а какие там самые активные, там, наверное, какой-нибудь Марио, Майнкрафт.
Не-не-не, Поу. Игра 20 секунд длится. Ну а дальше как бы классическая сила Mario Java Edition, Super Mario 64, и потом Five Nights at Freddy, Security Breach. Ну это как бы временная активность, скажем так, потому что подутихнет. А вот Селеста, Майнкрафт, Супер Марио — это как бы те игры, которые будут жить на этой борде вечно в топах. Так же, как и Mario Odyssey.
Мне вот интересно, если бы какой-то условный Мегамен был на спидранкоме, то насколько много бы... Ну, насколько популярным он был бы.
Так Мегамен было... Каждый раз есть какой-то Мегамен.
Нет, именно на спидранкоме имею в виду. Ну, у них же отдельная борда. Они... Ну, то есть на спидранкоме нету Мегамена.
Ну это да. Ну как, он есть на спидранкоме так-то, но он числится прям отдельной серии игр.
Да, он есть на спидранкоме. Так, сейчас, секунду. Проверю.
Там у него вся серия.
Да.
Они просто как бы живут...
Да, на отдельной борде.
Не влияя, да. основные игры,
понял.
которые есть в основной
Извиняюсь,
морде.
у меня что-то брейнлаг какой-то, видимо.
Там просто, если мегаменов выпустить в основную борду, там можно только на мегаменов смотреть.
It is like addicting fun. And I did get
Так,
quite a
проверяю
number of
коэффициенты. 56 на легко,
world record holder in this
44 на
category.
нет, это скам. Понимаю,
Probably
понимаю.
be very ashamed of me at this point. I'm gonna make him proud, I promise.
He's crying at home behind his monitor right now. Bless
Yeah.
him.
So the red piranha plants, or what you want to call it, piranha plants is Mario, but excuse me.
Wait,
the-
NS2 or wait?
The
Games is.
the man-eating plants. I don't know what to call them.
Смотрю на эти ящики, у меня в голове автоматически идет подсчет того, сколько он потерял времени. А тем временем второй босс — это Риперу. Он будет прыгать по различным платформам. Нам его надо байтить на платформы, которые находятся рядом с динамитом. Ой, точнее, динамит отправлять на платформу, рядом с которыми он будет находиться. И, собственно, так наносить ему урон.
This is where the two masks come in. Murcaz was talking about mask management being important, leaving one of the prior levels.
И все.
He actually wanted to get a spin-off on
Босс
his
повержен.
but still carry a mask after Ripperoo. Did a very good job there.
That's a very fast,
Я, кстати, только сейчас понял один интересный
I'm
момент.
glad.
У
Так.
нас полная трилогия Крэша Бандикута в эстимейте 2.45.
Minute and a half to this boss,
Так.
and I was very sad, 'cause
А верта в реал-тайме, по которому мы меряем эстимейт
trying to guess where
в 2.25, то есть у раннера так-то всего лишь 15 минут на ошибки.
Ну да, но уверяю, раннер не так прост. Мне кажется, он в последующих частях точно покажет, потому что то, как он проходит вот миссии, особенно в третьей части, там с водным мотоциклом, подводные уровни, мне прям кажется очень круто.
And although
У него
it makes it a
ПБ
bit crazy
3
'cause, like,
недели назад,
it
2.33 в реал-тайме.
like grabbing
Так что,
the boxes that are kinda out the way.
может быть, оверстимейт, если у него совсем
Да.
не пойдет. Потому что ресетить-то он не может, а ошибки совершать может.
Да, мы уже в этом убеждались. И впрямь может.
Later on, because I don't want two masks exiting this level. So let's see if we can make this. Oh. All right.
О, отлично мы попоймали в тайминге.
I think this is also,
Да,
the
ну
first
и
time
здесь, если ошибиться... О,
So what happened there is that I tried to go for a
да, и
second,
здесь, если ошибиться хоть один раз, то тайминг собьется.
It was found by the world record holder casually clutching. We don't really have a good name for it, so if you wanna give it one, you're welcome to. He will.
Сейчас мы подбираем еще одну
gonna be having a soon. He's not gonna be
бейдж, наверное, значок того, что мы можем пройти на
What he has to say.
доп. Уровень, и идем в него.
But
I
yeah,
just wanted to say that the go ahead.
oh yeah, I was just gonna say the token showcase is actually one of the special levels. We had the Torna tokens, which is like our basic minigame level, and then we have the embryo tokens, which is like an advanced minigame level. Murcaz did very well to get all the boxes there.
Насколько понимаю, этот уровень мы проходим, потому что его пройти быстрее, чем получать коробками по голове. Там 21 коробка лежит рядом.
I just wanted to say that that $75 anonymous donation actually put us over the 40K mark. And
Мы только что преодолели отметку $40 тысяч.
Да, хайп.
the total from ESA 21, I believe, is around 40K if I'm not mistaken.
Very nice.
That is amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for that.
It's only Thursday, so there's a lot to go.
Yeah.
It's for a really good cause, so make sure to get your donations in. So this bonus is a very tricky one. I'm gonna try and
Ой, хорошо, хорошо у него получилось.
perfect for me. So there is another.
That's what you want to see right there.
There is another way of doing that. specific part, but it's a bit riskier, so I tend to go for a bit safer strat there, because just don't want this level stressing me out. That's fine. That has actually never happened to me before. That's fine. That mask would have been nice, but
К сожалению, он потерял маску
this is
одну,
why I really wanted.
но что уж поделать.
I'm glad I had an extra mask there, because if I would have died to that lizard there, I would be very sad.
Yeah.
Then we would have gotten all the
Сорри, коробка, чтобы
absolutely
скипнул
no-
240. Окей.
There is actually,
Спасибо.
like in the level we skip, there is actually like an insanely cool glitch, like an out of bounds glitch, but sadly won't be showing that, because we will just be walking on the green gem platform and skipping it all.
And the nice thing about Crash 1 as a speedrun is majority of it is somewhat played inbounds, which I know is a certain style of speedrun people enjoy the most, and I feel like the Crash games are very versatile in the kind of experiences they provide you.
Кстати, напомню, по-моему, в первой части вообще нет ни одного скипа.
Cycle hitting,
Вот именно
speedrun,
технического.
which is super
Да,
super
вроде ни
enjoyable,
одного.
and you also have your
Там все на
Тут только
исполнение.
платформинг, как я помню.
unique
А
experience
вот
as well.
дальше-то как раз-таки начнутся
Crash
элементы.
3 especially is
Ну, опять же, не особо много, но да, они уже будут присутствовать.
glitches and movement and all that stuff. You will see a lot of it in Crash 2, but Crash 3 is a glitch fest at this point. It's great. I love that game. It just gets better and better.
Вопрос, почему храмы в руинах полны ловушек, потому что раньше строить умели, как говорится. Они все еще работают.
Да, на века.
A lot of this part, but when things doesn't go as planned in Crash 1, there's a lot of waiting,
Yeah.
which isn't.
Ну, на деле, логично, что в старых, условно, руинах все еще работают некоторые механизмы, потому что они используют простую технологию. Условно, не требующую обслуживания и поддержки там. Какой-нибудь капкан с натянутой ниткой и спускающий огромное бревно всегда будет работать, пока нитка цела и бревно привязано. Так что вполне возможно.
So now comes the infamous level.
Oh yes.
The
Не,
Dark Souls of
а почему там нет экскурсоводов и толп туристов? Можно же логически понять, и ловушки-то все еще работают.
Mask here. I'm gonna try and balance
Да, кстати, здесь,
both.
кстати, довольно интересная механика. То, что можно запрыгнуть на веревке
That was a floaty too.
и по ним спокойно бежать. Вот, к
Ну, это
сожалению, не помню,
круто.
в оригинальном Крэше был такое
As much as possible.
или нет.
Like what I'm doing right. Oh, okay. Well, as long as I don't die, that's fine. These ropes still scare me. You might think, oh, it looks so easy, like you don't have to maneuver through it. These ropes are
Эти
scary.
веревки, кстати, его пугают, как он говорит, потому что это может показаться легко, но на самом деле
You
нет.
can't jump on them, like, to go a bit faster. It's really minimal jumping saves time. It's like, so I tend to not do it because Crash has like a pill-shaped hitbox, so you can magically fall off, and I'm not a big fan of dying in these levels,
Yeah.
so I'll try to avoid it.
Мы можем ускорить свое движение по этим веревкам, прыгая,
And that level,
но это
А.
может привести к неприятным последствиям по типу падения вниз, и раннер предпочитает этого не делать, потому что он не
Да.
сторонник умирать на этих уровнях.
Но вообще несколько ранов просмотрел и не видел, чтобы кто-то на этих веревках прыгал, потому что это, видимо, прям очень-очень сложно и не стоит падения.
Ну, невыгодно рисковать, потому что
Да.
безопаснее добежать.
Mhm.
So Boulder Dash. This is a
Сейчас супер скучный уровень будет, кстати, поэтому буду, скорее всего, читать донаты.
I'll go ahead and take that opportunity. I just want to let everybody know that we're raising money for Alzheimer Fonden this year, the Swedish fundraising organization focusing on Alzheimer's.
По сути, такая автоскроллер-секция.
The World Health Organization classifies dementia as one of the world's greatest health problems. Just over 47 million people are affected. It is estimated that the number of dementia diseases
Мы здесь нигде ничего не можем сократить. И
2050. So all of your donations this week are going towards
просто бежим в конец уровня.
and many of them will get you in to win a lot of fabulous prizes as well.
Every little bit helps, guys. Honestly, every little bit helps. So thank you all for the donations so far.
Yeah, 40,000 so far is really good. If we could hit that goal of 100,000, that would be absolutely wild. Would be incredible to see that. So get the donations rolling. Also, I want to use this time that in this amazing level say that if you haven't watched Logic's run from yesterday, you really should go do that. It was an amazing showcase. He is an amazing guy and an amazing speedrunner, so definitely give him some love as well.
Thank you, man. I gotta be careful. So many compliments from people. I gotta keep my ego in check. Christ, but thank you. Like,
Крэш принимает удар из 18 коробок на себя и двигается дальше.
На деле в детстве, ну, когда вот было еще время, что ты не знал, где эти коробки, у тебя нет гайдов, тебя так бесило, что ты не можешь найти одну какую-то коробку на каком-то уровне. Ну, по крайней мере, меня. Плюс я еще ненавидел платформеры.
Меня больше бесила часть, где надо на скорость проходить. Там же, если проходишь на скорость, то дают, по-моему, еще один дополнительный кристалл или что-то такое. И вот у меня не получилось то ли на золото, то ли на платину никак пройти некоторые уровни. Но мне кажется, и сейчас бы не получилось, потому что...
Есть.
А?
Так и есть. Это хардкорная игра, вот серьезно. Dark Souls и все вот это. На деле это ранить проще, чем крэши. Любой платформинг — это просто мука, боль и страдания. Из-за того, что там все технически сложно. Потому что каждый прыжок вот может тебя как бы убить и наказать. Плюс еще все вот эти тайминги очень сильно руинят, потому что в DS, если ты условно умер от босса, ты ресетаешь его, и его паттерн поведения это не поменяется первые секунды относительно того, что было. А тут ты можешь весь цикл потерять в пустоту.
Ну, в DS же тоже там и расходники есть, и они как там наверняка посчитаны, и может этого уже чего-то не хватить.
Тоже верно.
You see me have to wait for cycles like that. So I use that mask to damage off that to save up a bit of the time I lost.
Еще заметить, у нас все еще нет маск, хотя у нас должно быть несколько.
Да, идеально, чтобы сейчас у нас было 2 маски. Ну, одна есть, и тоже неплохо.
We're on decent pace for a second part. I'm gonna go for some risky stuff up here.
Сейчас он попробует да.
I tried spinning to delay your jump.
Говорит то, что слишком поздно нажал на прыжок.
И вот сейчас у него получилось со второго раза.
I'm gonna have to go off here. So that mask is actually a mask I did want. Now we don't have it, so we only get one try at the infamous koala glitch.
Oh yes.
If I get that, I'm gonna be very happy, but my success rate is very
Ну вот из-за того, что он не попал там в цикл, ему было нечем заняться, и он решил подобрать вот эти коробки.
It's a really difficult trick to pull off, and it rarely gets seen in marathons. So I would really like to get it, but we only have one try at it.
Сейчас, кстати, попробуем сделать один скипосик. Но у нас одна попытка из-за того, что мы потеряли слишком много масок. Ну и вообще на марафонах он редкий.
Там такой damage boost будет.
Раннер говорит, что у него очень низкий процент рейта у этого скипа. Кстати, это тоже одна из проблем раннинга платформеров. Зачастую у вас нет возможности бесконечно траить скипы. Вам приходится переигрывать целый уровень, чтобы дойти до какого-нибудь условного скипа, чтобы попробовать его. Особенно если это вот скип через уровень.
Как понял, он решил не делать этот скип, про который он говорил, потому что там суть скипа была в том, что он запрыгивает на факел, и когда он прыгает, и этот факел поджигается под ним, его подталкивает немного вверх, и он пропускает одну секцию с этими платформами. Да, еще один босс, это Кала Конг. Он кидает в нас камни, мы должны их отражать в него.
Как зовут босса?
Кала Конг.
Я рад, что он не кидается у нас с тем, с чем связано его имя.
That's unfortunate.
Sounds good to me.
Эвкалиптом?
$10 from clutching saying no Kia skip?
Именно. Было бы
No Kia skip.
получить лиством эвкалипта.
That's strange. Anyway.
Anyway, Demon Hunter sends in $30 with no comment. Thank you very much for that. And then Elkajir sends in $5 saying,
Ну,
"Hey,
поглядите,
guys,
как раскачался.
runs, and sorry again I
Да.
couldn't be there at ESA this time, but hoping to see you and others at summer."
Сразу видно, эвкалипт хорошо работает.
You can continue still.
All right. I just want to let everybody know that along with that definitive edition upgrade for San Andreas later, we also have some bid wars going on for Gothic, which is coming up.
Всё.
You can choose the language. They've got
У нас осталось 3 босса в этой части.
and then as well as escape game.
И половина игры уже пройдена, по сути.
Done with that.
Первый.
Да, да.
And those runs are coming up sooner than the definitive edition for San Andreas.
Again, thank you so much for the donation, guys. I recognized a lot of those names, so
О, у нас еще ранг GTA 3 сегодня будет.
thank you guys so much
Да.
for the
Какой насыщенный день.
donations. That also one of those people was the current world record holder for Crash 1, so
17-24 ранг GTA. Там какая-то необычная категория.
А, это с каким-то модом будут бегать.
Да.
По классике. Ну и очень много такого развлекательного контента содержит, помимо спидранинга.
Silver. Oh. And Lexi, thank you so much for the donations as well. And everyone else, you guys are great. What a supporting community.
Вот эти прыжки, они довольно сложные. Там очень легко не допрыгнуть или перепрыгнуть, и это будет чревато смертью.
I'm less experienced in those two than in 3, so when I'm like behind what I'm usually, or where I usually like to be, then I always get very nervous because I'm not like too familiar with the cycles. Okay.
Yeah, once
Неплохой, кстати, цикл поймал вот на прошлом сегменте.
Not extremely knowledgeable on all the backup cycles, which I guess is a fun part, is where the kind of unpredictability comes in for runners who don't know the in-depth backups.
So I'm gonna try to. Oh,
А,
well, we got the bounce.
Ну, почти получилось запрыгнуть сразу, но ничего. Секунду-две потерял. Не страшно.
I wanted to kind of like use my knowledge in 3 to get by, and I wanted to show off all 3 games. I submitted all 3 games. It got in. I kind of had to go hard into practice in 1 and 2, so I have played them a lot the last month, but still definitely a bit to go for me in 1 and 2. So it starts off a bit slow, and then hopefully the level will increase as further.
Самое интересное из того, что сейчас рассказывает Раннер, по моему мнению, это то, что он говорит о том, что он начинает нервничать, когда он ошибается из-за того, что он не очень хорошо знаком с казуальными циклами, потому что он тренировался так, что все делается с первого раза и не представляет иногда, какой цикл будет у платформы и так далее.
Ну, в принципе, его можно понять, потому что сложно запомнить. В принципе, то, как должно быть, а как не должно быть, еще запоминать это вообще почти невозможно.
Да.
Да, окей, Ваба.
Like I'm underestimating my jump, and then it's way longer than I thought.
Murcaz also skipped a potential double triple mask there because of the cycles needed to hit. In one of the first levels where he purposely waited, there were no real important cycles to hit.
Вообще, вот
Got to
эти уровни он
again,
прям
just to hit
увереннее проходит, чем
I'm
начальные.
my levels. I don't need this mask.
Oh,
I'm
a safety mask.
out of it. Yeah, save the mask.
Save
I
the
actually want to get hit here somewhere.
Здесь, кстати, довольно много
Try to make that happen.
рисковых прыжков можно сделать, которые сейвят буквально 1-2 секунды.
I'm gonna do it here. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well,
nice.
that's nice. And then I somehow
Оу.
I love D-pad. I'm just gonna blame it on that. I love D-pad.
Yep, crash one.
Thought I held left or right, but apparently I held up. Apparently I'm holding up. I'm not aware of that myself.
Если много умирать на одном и том же месте, то игра будет нам помогать. Она выдаст нам маску первого уровня.
It's another thing. It's my mistake.
Но
D-pad is a thing we don't really use in
на этом
Crash.
все.
It's more. That's fine. It's more of a Crash 1 thing where you use D-pad a lot. So
Но,
sometimes
к сожалению,
I,
маски от падений не спасают.
accidentally
Да.
hit, like when I hit right, I hit up as well, and then I go up instead of right, even though I'm holding right mostly. But that's just me fat fingering the button, sadly. So I'm gonna not cut any corners here because I'm too afraid. I don't want to die any more than I have to in this level. He says after dying twice.
Depth perception is honestly kind of a rough thing for Crash 1 as well. So even though murcaz did sadly make that mistake, I think if you're not too well versed in the speedrun, that can be a common cause for deaths when you're trying to cut corners.
Вот мы видели перед дверью портрет следующего босса, Пинстрайпа.
Really gives your mind something to wonder about. It's really bad when you start out. Now we don't get triple mask here.
А через несколько уровней мы будем с ним сражаться.
Amazing soundtrack. It's like one of very few songs that I think is good in the remaster. People might hate me or love me for that, but I don't think the remaster has particularly good music.
You're gonna have more people than clutching in your DMs now, my guy.
Yeah, true. I'm personally not a big fan of Crash music in general. I know a lot of people like the OG games music, but it's just, I don't know. I think there are games with better music than Crash.
Кстати, мы сейчас бежим немного в обратном варианте. Мы убегаем от камня, а теперь мы бежим на камни.
That makes up for it.
To keep the horde off our back.
Потому что у нас кидают такие бочки,
Crash has really shiny fur.
и мы бежим по чекпоинтам.
Just gotta be nice to him, and maybe he's nice to us.
И знаешь, вот если смотреть на
Another
некоторые старые игры в текущих реалиях,
box activated the
то возникает вопрос, немного жестоко выглядит, потому что мы сейчас, по идее, бежим по каким-то бочкам с кислотой,
positions and where they land, but again, depth perception.
токсичному такому уровню, какой-то химзавод, и скидываем бедных противников, видимо, вниз.
So triple mask.
Ну, в принципе, игры раньше, они были более как-то взрослыми, что ли. Но это, в принципе, наверное, все медиа было таким. И вот как раз босс Pinstripe. Мы стоим в определенных точках, где он не может по нам попасть, и когда он будет перезаряжаться, мы его будем атаковать.
Less, so that is actually faster by like a few seconds. Maybe some Crash runners, Crash 1 runners will correct me on that, but I do think it's like a few seconds at most.
It makes you think how the trick was originally found. Someone just might have missed the cycle on accident.
Yeah, and then he got a gold.
Oh, yeah.
That, great. Just forgot to hit him and just like, oh, that golded? And you can't just stand there, he's not gonna hit you, so it's another one. So now comes the part I'm pretty nervous about.
Босс не представляет вообще никакой опасности,
The intense one, so high road,
и мы двигаемся дальше.
slippery climb, two difficult levels. Slippery climb has a glitch. I cannot show off the glitch if I die anytime in high road, so let's hope I do not.
Crash 1 endgame is definitely the kind of stretch where you're tested pretty hard when you're any kind of runner to the game. It is very, very difficult, especially at high level with the glitch that murcaz will hopefully be able to show off with high road. Murcaz is going to be trying to stay near the left side of the rope, because if he does slip off the rope, he'll hopefully have the platforms to...
Хочу заметить, по мосту иногда пробегают кабанчики, но они бегают по дырам в мосту спокойно, а мы так не можем. Поэтому надо учиться у кабанчиков бегать.
Yeah, he is very slippery. And
Я хочу призвать еще одного кабана в чат.
like, how does he do that? This is
Не, ну Ваба, как видишь, не может кабанчика вне нашего чата
bad. It's
гонять, ему надо помогать.
fall everywhere. Okay,
Oh, that was
gotta readjust.
a scary jump there.
That was scary. Okay, there we go. That should be it. And that means we have a mask to hopefully attempt to glitch. I would really like to get this, and consistency in practice have been really good with this trick, but you know,
Вообще мне всегда казалось, что это горные козлы.
I'm not extremely
В наших реалиях это кабанчики.
that I'll get it.
Да.
But I hope I will. So beginning of the level is like straightforward. Just gotta wait for the cycles and
And jump and spin.
jump and spin. That is the true Crash 1 experience. I'm gonna wait because I don't know. I really do want to show this off, so I don't want to take any chances of not being able to.
Yeah, the glitch coming up is a very enjoyable glitch. As a viewer, and as a runner, there's a lot of science behind it, which is extremely fascinating to learn about. And I won't talk about the glitch.
Неприятная локация. Здесь надо часто регулировать высоту прыжка, потому что стоят различные преграды, которые ограничивают сверху. Или вот как было сейчас с птицами.
Оп.
О, у него получилось.
Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Но он как-то слишком высоко прыгнул.
I think
Ну,
this is good. So now we gotta.
Он
now we're
сейчас
on
на
top of the
верхушке
level.
уровня должен
Да,
быть.
да, да,
И
он
должен
там
дойти до
наверху, и-
конца где-то.
да, не
Fall
видя,
down
что
on the
вообще
platform.
происходит.
If I fall down at any point prior to that, I will die, and I will have to redo the entirety of the level the normal way.
Просто если он сейчас не заденет триггер, то ему придется переделать уровень.
Wait a bit
Да,
to
причем,
make
по-моему, с самого начала.
that I get the portal.
Потому что
I
чекпоинтов
really
не было.
hope I do. Gonna wait another 10 seconds or so.
Оп,
And we got it.
Отлично.
отлично.
We got it.
Very, very nice.
I'm actually very happy I got that.
Yeah, that is one of the best glitches to show off in a marathon. And even though you didn't get like Koala, that was a really, really
Yeah,
good showcase.
I'm
there.
really happy I got
Да,
that.
да, я очень рад, что у него получилось сделать этот трюк.
I don't think so, but I cannot remember exactly like where it was shown either.
Okay.
It might have been shown at one of the GDQs a while back. But Koala, I'm actually unsure. I cannot remember the Crash 1 marathons. So Crash 1 is like the most popular of them. So I don't want to say that no one is
Сейчас
in a
темная локация, и нам путь освещает вот как раз маска.
Crash 1 is like the most common one to be shown off. Crash 1 and 3. 2, I don't think Crash 2 any percent has ever been shown off in like a ESA or a...
Сейчас правильно отвечают, что наши беливеры радуются тому, что скип получился с первого раза больше, чем раннер.
So,
Все
light
так,
out,
все так.
it has the gimmick of the mask being our light. If we lose it at any point, we don't see anything. There's gimmicks, or there's the no light gimmick in 2 and 3 as well, but we won't really notice it. Not in 3 at least. In 2 you will notice it a bit.
The triple stack mask like power up is replaced. Sadly, with the amount of masks you get, it would be really cool to be able to have the speed boost, not to worry about these Oh, I forgot the word for them. Pendulums? Like scythes swinging by.
Pendulums. Yeah, that probably.
Хорошо, хорошо, очень прошел уровень.
I don't know what to call them.
Без ошибок.
Axis?
Yeah.
A fun fact, in the originals, they can actually like glitch out and move like back and forth, like in front of you. So that's a funny sight. So Joseph Darkness, I despise this level. This level is really difficult, and I am known to die to it.
With how the marathons going, I reckon you're gonna ace this.
I hope so. I need some luck. Just gonna wait here. Oh, that was a bit of a sketchy jump to go for. So there's not that much left of Crash 1 at this point, but the run's been alright. It hasn't been too bad, and it hasn't been too good. It's been a middle level run for me, and I'm pretty happy about it. There's been mistakes, but Crash 1 in a marathon makes me very nervous.
And the fact you hit
the fact that I hit Slippery
yeah,
Climb Hyper makes me really happy about it.
for sure.
Здесь, опять же, уровень сугубо на исполнение.
You're gonna see a damage abuse that I really think is cool, like coming forward. So the mask is always used for something in these games. So either a triple mask or
Как-то он
I'm cutting
запрыгнул на эту платформу, но мне казалось, не уверен, он как-то за нее зацепился.
So let's see. Damage here. Walk through this flame. Corner cut there. Corner cut there. We did get that. This level usually doesn't go that well for me, so that is another good one. So now we're gonna see.
Уровень пройден, конечно, не идеально,
Now we're gonna see a lot of boxes full of
Yeah,
Crash's head.
Crash is gonna get beat up a bit.
Yeah. So
но пока что в Overestimate не целимся.
yeah.
Это уже хорошо.
I just wanted to let everybody know that the trio of Bubble Stars plushies, the donation requirement for that is only $10, and that's going to be ending just actually momentarily, unfortunately. But just you do still have some time, so make sure you get your donations in if you want to be entered in for that.
Да, уже видно
So cast and machinery.
конечные уровни первой части
Long level, we're gonna struggle
на
through it,
карте.
you know,
Yeah.
not cheat or anything. And,
Nah, of course not.
so this is the reason for getting the green gem. You can just go around, skip the entire
Yeah,
level,
yeah.
and
Весь уровень
that is
проскипан.
why it's faster. And it's not like people would think like skipping a level is a lot faster, but I mean it is a lot faster. It's 20-30 seconds, so it is a lot faster, but it's not like a whole level length faster. Because
И последний босс игры — это Брио, доктор Нитрус Био. Он оставляет таких слизней, на которых нам надо прыгать, чтобы нанести ему урон.
That looked very goofy because you jump spin and then you just jump backwards. So I thought you hit him and you just went the wrong direction.
Каждый раз он будет оставлять больше слизней. И в конце он, по-моему, выпьет то, что вот, находится у него в склянках.
Make him a bit agitated and he throws his potions right away.
Getting close to him has like the unique like close quarters attack, which speeds up the green vial throwing.
Yeah, exactly. He will try to angrily like smash his potions to eradicate you. So another part here. Let's hope this goes well.
Он выпил, сейчас начнет обрушать камни.
Oh god.
Okay, nice.
All right, I got it. That was. I thought I was gonna slip off. If you slip off,
И все.
Yeah.
So.
Если что, это не совсем казуальная тактика прохождения. Это хорошо, что у Раннелла получилось, потому что если бы он соскользнул, то он бы умер.
Three more levels left of Crash 1. The lab, another cycle heavy level. It has like bowling platforms and enemies we have to snipe into TNT to activate things earlier, and these boxes that open the doors and starts the cycles. So we'll just try to move forward at all times to get every cycle here.
The dream scenario for Crash 1 is just you're always holding up, you're always moving. A lot of the top level
Вот эти враги очень неприятные, они,
direction you need, and that's it.
если к ним близко подойти,
Everything.
дамажат, но если даже подойти к ним сбоку, по-моему, тоже дамаг пройдет.
Pretty unfortunate in some prior levels, but
И вот этих ученых несколько видов, кто-то кидается, кто-то вот с этими электрическими перчатками.
I'm gonna wait here. I would make that, but that is like the cycle I wanna make, but I'm gonna wait.
Я вот здесь ранее специально остановился, чтобы подождать цикл нужный ему.
yeah.
Wanna just finish Crash 1.
Also a fun tidbit. If anyone knows of the meme
Ну,
of the
час
file name,
33:30, ой, час 38:30.
code. That's always a fun time. I can't say it in
О,
the marathon.
давай
Rude, but
как бы на следующую загадывать ближе к тому, как мы подойдем к финальному боссу,
file name.
Да.
I think it's,
закрыв предыдущую ставку.
Yeah, it
So,
is a known
yeah.
meme.
If you haven't heard of it, look it up. It's a good time. Good chuckle.
So we have time for a donation now, if you have one.
И сейчас снова время для того, чтобы зачитать донаты.
$5 from Faster Than Black saying, now that glitch looked donation worthy to me. Love Crash. Love this run and greetings from Germany.
Thank you a lot. I appreciate that. Yeah, that glitch is really cool. If it was
Последний уровень
talking about, it's a great
игры.
level, extremely hard level.
Босс
You have to fight,
Неокортекс.
jump into the portal.
I've seen people die on that level, my guy. Don't worry about it.
I've died on that level.
Босс не представляет из себя
Did that in a
что-то сложное. Он стреляет двумя видами сфер. Одни мы можем отражать, другие надо
these green bolt
избегать.
bolts that he shoots are the ones I can reflect back at him. I cannot reflect any of the others. The blue ones move in like a line, like you see here. The purple ones he tries to shoot after me, and that's like the gist of it. This is also my favorite soundtrack. I've talked about how I didn't like a lot of it. This is my favorite soundtrack in the trilogy. Cortex 1, I think it's great. So now we just try to be patient and not get hit by these lightning bolts.
Yeah.
There's one risky one here. Okay,
Oh, nice.
got it.
Хорошо.
And now he does a flurry.
Получается у него дамажить, ничего не пропускает.
Interesting how this boss can be perceived because at a
Кстати, если так задуматься, выгодно бегать трилогию сразу,
trying to go for the
потому что нужно загрузить 4 рана.
it's just an auto scroller. It's just a bit.
That's Crash 1.
Hey, nice.
And now we're gonna quit out. Thank you. Now we're gonna quit out because we've already achieved the end of the run of Crash 1.
Всё.
Кстати,
we're
Первый
gonna
можем
флеш
закрывать.
пройден.
Crash 2 and start right away.
Насколько там у нас ставка была?
По-моему, 54 с чем-то. Сейчас
52
проверим.
30 было.
Yeah, exactly.
А.
We gotta move.
52.
Но мы успели до 52-30.
Go straight into it.
Да.
And Crash 2 starts now.
Can I say something again?
Yes.
Actually, I just want to say goodbye to everybody because I'm going to be handing you
О,
over to Nashlax
для
now.
спунтоса.
But thank you very much for hanging out with me. Have a great week at ESA and stay safe, everybody.
Я еще 30 тысяч вернусь на начало дня.
So now we have a slide. And we will have that for the remainder of this showcase. Crash 2 and 3. So we're gonna do a bit of hub sliding.
Ooh,
This
yes.
game's pretty like this game's like well-known.
Да, вторая часть у нас характеризуется тем, что у нас есть возможность сделать спин-дэши.
Good friend of mine and fantastic.
То есть мы делаем такой подкат, и после него сразу
You basically have to
круговую атаку.
spin jump.
Она же единственная атака.
Wait, yeah, slide spin jump. I keep messing about.
И
which
так мы
happens.
передвигаемся
Slide
быстрее.
spin jump on an elevated surface, and then you can see me get this speed boost. I got that trick as well. That's really nice. And I missed that, but okay. So elevated ground. It's a lot to explain. Elevated ground, and then you get this boost, and you gotta keep chaining your slide and spin, slide and spin. If you stop chaining them at any point, it drops, and you will do a normal slide spin speed. You will see the difference between that really shortly. But I did get 2 masks out of that. I'm gonna be using those in Snow Go, and hopefully you will be seeing some double slides as well.
Ну, первый уровень пройден уже.
Not newly found tech, but it's
Ничего
newer.
сложного.
It's been a few years since you watched the run, where you jump and then you input 2 slide presses, and hopefully you'll get a double slide. It is very precise, so you're gonna see me miss it a lot during this run as well. Gonna keep this hop slide over the ice, even though I've never missed that with double mask. That is interesting. Well, guess we get to see some double slides right away, hopefully, like that.
Oh, that was good.
I'm not gonna go for that whole skip now. Without mask, that's really hard, but it's supposed to be really easy with mask, but I guess Crash 2 always has something.
Ну, ранее же говорит то, что уже намного легче проходить с
Yes, they
масками.
did lie to me.
Ну да,
Blame the top
довольно
runner.
очевидные вещи.
It will never fail. So this is the normal slide spin. I'm gonna wait here because getting squished is very slow.
It actually plays out the death animation when you get squished, regardless, compared to other enemies that hit you. And that squish animation is 5 seconds, I want to say, minimum.
It is really bad.
Yeah,
it is really long.
heartbreaking.
It's another double slide and a double slide. Missed a hop slide, but
You can kind of see the difference between hop slides and normal slides. That's why you want to be chaining hop slides as much as you possibly can throughout the levels. Even the dangerous ones, like murcaz did, like over death.
Больше всего, конечно, хочется посмотреть на третью часть, в ней больше всего различных
As long as you can.
видов
Jumping
уровней.
on the safe side, you're going to be burning a lot of time over the run.
since there are limited ways of like backing up your hop slide, it is.
Также можно сказать то, что в каждом крэше есть несколько концовок. То есть, если проходить игру, собирая все ящики, получая все кристаллы, вам будет открываться дополнительная концовка, которая является таким своеобразным намеком на следующую часть.
Straightforward, not that much about it. There's a timer in the bottom corner. It's going to be a gem at the end. I'm going to avoid it. Getting gems is really slow, and we want to avoid, or we don't want to avoid, but we don't need to break boxes anymore because, you know, this isn't Crash 1. The boxes aren't going to fall on my head anymore, so why put Crash through that? Yeah, so if you want to read a donation now's the perfect time.
Well, hello there, murcaz. It's been a while, hasn't it?
So, a little fun fact that I can say quickly is that Nashlax actually also was the donation reader during my last ESA run, so it's nice to have him for me again at the same time. It's great.
It's very nice to be back. I have a $25 donation by Hussein that says, "Hi, this is my first time I'm able to catch a run for a game I actually enjoyed playing. Thank you for this wonderful event and all the good times, and glad to be back as well, murcaz. Get it going."
You can fit in another one if you have one.
I have one.
Если говорить касательно сюжета этой части, то Кортекс обманом заставляет Крэша искать кристаллы. И можно еще найти алмазы, которые просят собрать, по-моему, как раз Брио, который хочет помочь, на самом деле, Крэшу. Но мы просто пытаемся пройти как быстрее, и поэтому те алмазы мы собирать не будем.
The HD Crash community is super kind and caring and supporting with every runner, and there is some truly talented speedrunners in that community.
The NST trilogy in general is absolutely compact with some really great people.
First accidental body slam of the run?
Yep. We'll be keeping count. But NST has some like insanely talented and very generous and very kind people, and I have to say probably one of the nicer communities I've run into over my course of speedrunning. So a lot of heroes in the NST scene.
So Crash Dash, it's the first out of the like escape levels, I would call them, in Crash 2. I'm gonna go for a whole skip here.
Да,
We're gonna
вот у нас начался снова
Okay.
уровень с камнем.
we're gonna go for another one here. Got it. Okay.
Dude, you hit those two, but
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god.
And then go for a hopside here. Got that as well.
Ну, просто вот этими спиндэшами
I
мы
never get this in runs.
безостановочно
If
передвигаемся,
you cut out the,
оставляя камень позади.
triple mask very early, this is actually kind of a solid Crash 2 star, I will say.
This hasn't been bad, no. This has been, other than that, this has been pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try and get hopsides where we can. Just moving through the level as fast as possible. There's a jump I have to do there. I would overshoot that actually, so I kind of hold back a bit.
It's kind of crazy when
Да, также у нас здесь
Murcaz
появляются
doing
вот
a
эти
very, very good job
ускоряющие
training hop slides
платформы.
to the level where he can't see where he's going. A lot of the early stage runners and even some mid-tier runners might forget the kind of obstacles in their way, like the death pits or the barriers. But Murcaz did a very, very solid job holding hop slides and dodging everything.
That was a good crash dash.
Yeah, that was really good.
That's a really good crash dash. So now, now it's Ripperoo. Again, not as difficult this time, but
Снова
it's like,
босс
it's like
Ripperoo.
2.5 minutes of just pure, like, waiting basically.
Ну, по сути,
So,
он
if you wanna say anything, Nashlax, feel free
сейчас будет делать
to form.
два вида взрывчатки, нитро и вот этот
We
TNT,
have a bid war coming up for
и
Goblin.
после нитро мы можем его
We
бить.
have German at the moment in the lead for $245, which is about $100 ahead of the second choice, which is Polish. I've never heard that game in Polish before. So if you want to see that game run in that particular language,
Кстати, следует заметить, что боссы там во второй части уже стали поинтереснее. Из-за того, что в первой в основном они чем-нибудь нас кидались, что-нибудь стреляли. А тут у нас сразу же условно новая механика.
Just gotta wait for Roo to like pop the nitros and then I can hit him. So like these TNTs aren't actually dangerous. Like they don't do anything until they explode, so I can just body slam on them or do whatever. The nitros, however, will kill me. So
Yeah.
I do not wanna touch them.
You also saw Murcaz kind of like bullying Ripperoo as he was placing his TNT down, just kind of jumping in.
Ну, сейчас осталось нанести последний удар,
Yeah.
и
So you might think,
босс пройден.
this boss is so easy. I've died to this boss more than I can count. I get so bored. I keep messing around with him. I mess up. I get killed. It's Crash 2 bosses really are, in my opinion, the weakest in the run. So they aren't extremely exciting.
А вот Райнер, наоборот, говорит, что он считает то, что во втором
Now
крэше
for
наиболее
Always Dread.
слабые
It's the
боссы.
second, like, escape
Вот мы
level.
переходим на
Like, I
второй уровень.
really dislike all of them in this game.
Перед нами появляется Кортекс. Мы пропускаем все, что он говорит, и идем проходить их.
And then we are moving on backwards again. And it is this one. It is the one I have the most like troubles like trying to remember what's going on in. I'm gonna try and get a really risky hopside here. Didn't get it. And I'm gonna go for a very stupid looking hopside really soon on this rock that you see on the side here. And we got it.
Oh, nice.
Оу,
And
ну, ладно, чекпоинт совсем рядом,
we just,
ничего
we just
страшного.
cuddle with the lightning a bit.
Yeah.
You can actually get a hopside of that rock on the side too, but I always forget. I haven't put it in my muscle memory yet. And then hopefully a hopside there.
Nice. Murcaz is actually going to be actively avoiding the boost pads unless he doesn't have a hop slide going. Obviously, the hop slide or the boost pads have a certain animation with its own speed cap, which will overwrite the hop slide. But because there we go, we weren't able to get it prior. Murcaz was hitting him, but now we should be good to hold this one for a little bit.
Yeah, so we want to hit the boost pads as Logic said. Like, if I don't have a hopside, if I have a hopside, I wanna avoid it because it's faster hopsiding. So okay, avoiding those holes, and that is crash. Other than that, lightning, that wasn't too bad, and even that was, you know, a few seconds at most.
Yeah, very minor. Just hitting the checkpoint prior to that was very nice.
So now we're coming into another vehicle level, like a bear level. We can jump on the bear and get 10 lives. I really hate the bear, so I kind of want to.
Первый уровень на
Its name's Polar. I want to jump on it.
медведе.
But, you know, we're trying to go fast.
По сути,
so
то же самое, что и на кабане.
avoid it. So, if you have any donations, now's a good time while I just charge.
Yeah, well, I'd first like to mention that 10-year-old me does not agree with the fact that the bosses in Crash 2 are easy.
I mean, they are in the remaster.
Fair enough, fair enough. I have a donation for $5 from Nick with a C that says, had the pleasure to speak with murcaz for a bit in the practice room yesterday. Always just super cool to see passionate other runners how are with their games. Shoutouts to Logic, by the way, on the couch. Absolutely killing it. I agree. This run is absolutely amazing. Seeing the entire trilogy here at ESA is just an absolute blast. I'm having the greatest of times. Keep it going, man. You got it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's I enjoy that talk too. It's really cool getting to know, having an event in person again, and for the first time in like 2 years. It's absolutely amazing. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, it's honestly really cool.
Ну, то есть вот эти все секции как раз на медведях, на водных мотоциклах и прочее, у раннера очень хорошо получается.
Are we getting those lives? Oh,
I forgot where I was going. Air crash. We're gonna death abuse here after we got in the crystal actually, which is really cool.
А что
Try, like, a mind glitch.
ничего страшного вот в этой части не произошло, если сравнивать с первой.
Yeah, I am going for it.
Сразу видно, что вторая намного лучше отработана.
oh yeah. Good man, good man.
If it looks cool, you go for it in a match.
Ну, в принципе, вот вторую, третью часть намного приятнее бегать, потому что вот как раз появляется эта механика со спиндешами, она очень сильно, как понимаю, меняет вот это восприятие игры, мувмента всего.
I'm quite nervous about these two entries. So getting that crystal, dying on purpose. Let's see.
Oh,
And we got it.
that was good. That was good.
So that mine, that mine for some reason just doesn't kill you. So we exit the secret exit here. So now we gotta go 2 platforms up. It is faster by a bit, not by like a lot, but it is faster by a bit to actually go through this rather than finish the entire level. So it's just a cool little thing about Crash 2. And you may wonder, why don't you do that in other levels? They're slower. It's as simple as that. It's not fast. That is the only one that saves time. So I'm going to try and get a triple box hopslide here, and I did get it. You will see more of that later in C3, but you can basically like use the 2 boxes on top to bounce Crash into it, and that will like count as you jumping, and then you will get
Да,
like,
переходим снова в такую 2D
the hopside
секцию.
of getting bonked.
Хотя не, она, конечно, 3D-шная, но с видом сбоку имел в виду.
Ну, все равно это как бы 3D в 2D.
Ну да.
Арена для нас 2D-шной
You've been
является.
doing a very, very good job with the hop slides and double slides for sure.
I'm gonna wait. The double slides will matter more for me in Crash 3.
Yeah, as we progress through the trilogy, murcaz becomes more experienced with the runs, so we're definitely going to be seeing if Crash 1 impressed you, like murcaz is going to be doing a very good job in showcasing everything coming.
I did get hit there. That was on purpose. I didn't need to. I can just avoid the mask, like the beginning mask in the next level. But I wanted to because it just makes it easier for me to set up for what's coming in this level. Because I usually just like going for the mask.
Так,
Oh yeah, we're not picking up Coco. Coco loses time with an animation, and I just really dislike the character. A lot of people are gonna dislike me for saying that.
сейчас странно отмечать, что не любит одного персонажа, потому что он теряет нам время. И многие не любят раннера за то, что он так говорит.
I'm gonna get hit here. That is unfortunate. I was way slower than I thought I would be there. So I would want that triple mask, but we're not getting it, so... Well, ESA might not endorse it, but I endorse it.
You might not be invited back, my guy. You might be in trouble.
Yeah, next time I get accepted, or if I get accepted, it's on the premise of Coco having to be used. Oh, another body slam.
That was kind of scary.
It's the second one. Does anyone keep count? Scream out loud in the audience about every time I body slam. 2, 3.
We'll drop crates on you, like in Crash 1, for how many body slams you get in the in the trilogy run.
Smack me with crates after the run. So there is a damage abuse you can do there, but I opted to not go for it to try and like doing what I did there is risky. I wanted that mask for safety for doing that, so that's why I didn't go for the damage abuse on the pipes.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll see something like that later on.
Very good job on threading the needle there. It doesn't look like you can thread the needle, but yeah, murcaz did a very good job holding that angle.
Hitboxes are weird in this game. Some are atrocious and some are like really lenient.
Yeah.
So you actually saw me wait a bit for the portal there. If you go too fast to that portal, that will
В
soften.
общем-то, если неправильно
And you won't be allowed to enter, and you won't be allowed to enter anyway. So
сделаем несколько механик в этом файте, то придется многое переигрывать. Нам надо ударить непосредственно одного брата другого.
So we just have to spin. I actually don't know who is who. One is Joe and one is Mo.
Одного зовут До, другого Мо. Кто из них До, кто из них Мо, мы не знаем, к сожалению. Но братья Комодо довольно-таки простые.
That's the best one he could have given, to be honest.
Yeah, Joe or Mo throws the scimitars, and Joe or Mo is
Ждем, пока непосредственно один брат застанется, и запускаем его во второго брата.
Да, и вот так вот довольно просто побеждаем. Между тем, это уже второй босс этой части.
Warp Room 3 has like a tendency to be bad in every Crash game. If you know about a Warp Room that is Warp Room 3 that is good, make sure to tell me, because I don't.
We've not found it yet.
Someone's gonna tell me Crash 3 and I'm just gonna be like, Road Crash.
Road Crash.
It's like a 2-minute motorcycle level. It's really fun.
So with Crash 2, it's not as cycle heavy as Crash 1 was. Crash 2 definitely
Здесь мы передвигаемся только с помощью дэшей. Быстрее.
But in Crash 2, there are still cycles present, but they're not as mandatory as Crash 1. So murcaz will be just kind of plowing through the level as fast as he possibly can without any kind of fear of having to start a step and take time to hit things, which is very nice. It's an unleashing experience, I guess. You're not really bound by anything for Crash 2.
Yeah, I would probably say that Crash 2 is the one I put the least amount of time in, even though it probably does not look like that due to like the movement and stuff. But the movement is actually the same in 3 and 2, so by being good at 3, you're kind of good at the movement.
Сейчас странно отмечает то, что передвижения во второй и третьей части примерно одинаковые.
When it comes to cycles, there are.
Ладно. Только в третьей части, после победы над различными боссами, у нас будут открываться еще двойные прыжки, возможность делать более такой плавный спина, ну, вот эту круговую атаку, чтобы как раз на ней парить. Ну, а тогда, конечно, вторая и третья часть намного больше похожи, чем первая на какую-либо из них. И во многом как раз-то из-за вот этих спиндэшей.
Be just making my way through this, so if you have any donations, that would be perfect time now.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying this heck of a run. This showcase is crazy. So I've had a ton of donations here. I've Cronus with $10 that says, thanks ESA for an amazing event. All the best from Germany. Going towards that Gothic language bid word to actually put Germany a little bit more into the lead. and I have Logic getting called out here by Anonymous nonetheless for $10. It says, Logic, when is our Splash Sus emote? Also, good luck, Mark. You got this.
I can take a guess on who donated that one. I promise it will be soon. I'm going to commission the best artist for that one.
Soon, TM.
You can continue for a bit if you want.
I have another one here from Bass for $25 that actually has no comment, and thank you so much for all of your donations, everyone. Keep them coming. We're heading towards that 100K that we want to raise for the Alzheimer's Fund, and so every single dollar really helps. And don't forget, all those things will go towards various prizes as well. So if you accumulate more donations during the event, you can actually snag up one of those. Maybe PS5s, maybe a
Спасибо за
Switch.
щедрые донаты.
Plenty of more prizes, so keep them coming. And
Напоминает о том, что все донаты, которые внесли, суммируются.
It's always for a good cause.
Поэтому,
Also, you could get some
если
so
вы когда-то заносили $5 на этот стрим и еще занесли сейчас $5, то они вместе будут составлять 10, и вы сможете поучаствовать в розыгрыше более дорогих призов.
Да, да, все так.
it's the unicorn of the gaming.
Все ваши донаты идут на благотворительность, фонд борьбы с альцгеймером. Так что
Infamous difficulty level
благое дело.
when casually playing through because it's like so tight platforming. In 100%, maybe one day I'll show off 100%. In 100%, there's a few cool glitches in this, where you like get both the gems. You can like literally jump on the platform you see to my left there by like a well-timed glitch high jump. So I would recommend checking out the 100% run of this, as it is one of my favorite like viewing experiences.
Вот эти вот прыжки, которые он делает,
Close.
не заходя в угол платформ, которые являются переходом из одного измерения в другое, ну, то есть слева направо, назад вперед, это очень сложно сделать.
I highly recommend it myself too. Definitely, a different kind of pool of knowledge is required for completion categories. Next to any percent, so is a very good time.
The completion categories for Crash are they're really enjoyable. Getting all the boxes and they feel really like accomplished.
Да, проходи будет все три части.
Oh, got stuck.
There's a very nice hob slide to start the level. The nice part about these sewer levels is that the openings for the gates are obviously circular, and they will act as ramps that murcaz will hopefully be able to hob slide off.
Ну, конечно, с маской третьего уровня он себя намного вальяжнее чувствует.
Order with the triple mask here.
Ну, маска третьего уровня очень сильно обезопашивает его по процессу.
Да.
Murcaz is actually going to opt to skip out on that triple mask because he actually doesn't want it for this upcoming segment here and actually wants to carry the masks.
That is fine, but I did botch that jump a bit. So, but that mask is not important. But
Ну, вот немного, конечно, не повезло с тем, что дотронулся до воды.
that was a decent level. It's got most of what I wanted, other than beginning cycle and that damage. So now we're gonna get another bear level.
Oh, my favorite.
I want to use this time to really thank the community for being as amazing as it is. Being so easy to have to deal with as a mod as well. And I want to thank
И здесь у нас очередная секция
my
на
mod and
медведя.
my best friends Crody for everything he's contributed to this game. Amazing guy, amazing runner, and he has implemented more stuff in this run. Every single trick he implements does annoy the out of us, but you know, it makes the game faster, so we appreciate it.
He does it with love.
He does definitely not, but he every time he finds a trick, it's like we think he dislikes us because finding it is making it very difficult to run these games. But he's an amazing guy, and it's an amazing community to be part of. Not only the Crash part, but the Splash part too, which is Spyro and Crash. And thankfully, with the help of Logic, we've actually gotten the community a bit closer in the last like year or so.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
Because the HD community didn't used to be that close in those two communities, because they are very different. But now I would say they are a lot closer.
Crody is definitely one of those standout people as well, as you said, for Sprash. He when I bought him on
Да, и добираемся до босса.
Massive shouts to Crody and the NSTC.
Это у нас Tiny Tiger. Он будет прыгать по различным платформам, и нам надо байтить его вот на платформу, которая вот-вот упадет.
murcaz is going to be leading Tiny onto these red platforms and just making him fall down. Tiny is a bit stupid and this doesn't understand when the platform's going to fall, so as long as murcaz, I almost called you Crody, as long as murcaz is moving.
Сейчас Раннер отметил, что он не очень умен, поэтому не замечает, когда платформа падает. Если что, Раннер говорил это не про себя, а про Тайни. Знаешь, было бы неплохо, если бы у нас, как у этого босса, было бы несколько жизней.
Ну да,
Упали с платформы и упали. Все честно.
такое же будет босса в третьей части. Мы его тоже будем скидывать. И он будет подниматься несколько раз у финального как раз босса у Кортекса. Правда, там все будет несколько эпичней. Но это мы увидим где-то через час.
He's a different beast.
He is a different beast. We will actually not be seeing Tiny anymore in this run. You maybe think, isn't he in Crash 3? Well, he is, but not in our version of it.
He was.
He was at one
У
point.
нас осталось два босса в этой части. Это Доктор Энджин и непосредственно Кортекс.
Possible, and it's a pretty straightforward level, so if you have any donations, now's a good time.
I have some, but I actually want to talk about a little thing, because we're doing this because of the Alzheimer Fund, and we want to raise 100K for them, and we need all of your help to get there, and it's very important that we do so. So the cost of dementia is a global challenge. If global dementia care were a country, it would be the 14th largest economy in the world, and by 2030, it will be the 5th largest economy in the world. So that's not even 10 years from now. It's absolutely bonkers. And not just that, we see people getting Alzheimer's at the stage of early of age of 30 at this point in time. So every single dollar will help in order to progress the research, in order to actually get a cure for Alzheimer's. So thank you everyone that donated so far, and every dollar helps. You have no idea how good it will be in order to get rid.
Напоминает о том, как важна битва с Альцгеймером, потому что эта болезнь может проявиться даже в 30, как отмечают.
That's coming from Silver for $20 that says, that was a solid Crash 1 murcaz. And I'm going to give it over to you because
Да, очень приятно то, что проводятся такие марафоны, которые способствуют развитию благих дел, помощь с различными заболеваниями, точнее, их изучением.
Now you got me really intrigued. Like, we have an hour left. You can go full ham. Like,
we got time, Murcaz. What's going on?
I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but during a long marathon run I was really tired. I think I was like 14 hours into a run. Something about what to do with the DS4 fish always wins. I'm not gonna go into it more than that. Save me.
No, you're on your own on this one, buddy.
Thank you, Silver. I appreciate that. I appreciate your numerous donations.
Yes, Silver, you've been very gracious on donations as well, so thank you so much for that. I also appreciate
Благодарят всех за то, что донатят.
It's another ruin level. Gonna go for a set of like pretty complicated jumps moving up. Gonna weave in between the flames here.
Здесь есть вот эти сложные прыжки как раз между пламенем.
I am shocked I did not get hit there.
Oh, that way.
Okay, let's see. All right, we got it.
Very nice. Okay.
Let's jump over this. I do not want triple mask here because, as you can see, there's not that much left of the level. So,
yeah.
Let's go for a little reroute, actually. Normally I would go into Cold Hard Crash at this point, but I'm gonna go into Hanging Out because I have 2 masks, and that is the most important part to get 2 masks. So let's go into Hanging Out.
Вот здесь появляется, по-моему, сестра Крэша и говорит то, что вот Кортекс хочет тебя обмануть, все такое, но там то ли связь обрывается, то ли Крэш ее не понимает и продолжает помогать Кортексу.
What's it called? Warp room movement, but it's so minor that I actually don't know if this particular reroute.
Oh my!
I am shocked.
You're getting away with murder right now. That's crazy.
I thought I was gone. That would be a very sad mask to lose. And here we get the triple mask. This is the best triple mask in the game. Crash 2 runners. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But you can just see the movement just over skipping the entire hang rail section.
Ну это тройная маска позволяет нам довольно просто скипать вот эти все ловушки. Еще делает это быстро, так как она ускоряет.
Apologies on Nitro Bounce. I don't think we explained Nitro Bounce, did we? Or do we want to wait until we see it?
You can explain it if you
want. So Nitro Bounce is a common gag in the scene because Nitro boxes have a little bounce to them, little animation just to show they're radioactive and stuff. But sometimes the Nitro will just bounce to the same height that Crash can jump, which means that if you're jumping over a Nitro crate and it decides this one time that it's going to have a little bit of a spring in its step, it's going to catch you out and rob you, I would say, of a mask or even a life.
It jumps like almost twice as Crash's height.
Oh, does oh Jesus!
Or like it jumps over Crash, so it jumps really high, and that can and will. Oh,
ooh, ankle's broken there, my guy.
You can usually maneuver him to go to one side like that, and then go to the other, but apparently my movement wasn't.
В общем-то, стандартный платформинг пока что происходит, ничего особенного. Новых скипов мы не увидим еще в ближайшие минуты. Не знаю, если честно, я задумался так, а мы новых типов-то и не увидим, все будет плюс-минус использовать те же механики, которые мы уже встречали.
Ну вот, да, только в 3-й части уже под конец появятся новые механики после боссов, а так да. Ну и различные оптимизации, вот как раз тоже в 3-й части.
Yeah, that was good. Holding the hob side for as long as you did that was very impressive, especially with the holes or the death bits you went over there. Murcaz actually has to be careful because in that specific colored mud, if he drops one of his slide inputs and spins, he'll actually spin into the ground. It's the gimmick of the level to avoid the bees. So Murcaz is doing a very good job with his inputs here. Very cheeky wall hug there, and catching a bit of a hob slide. Hopefully he'll hold this.
Вспомнил, что мы не сказали супер банальную вещь, то что вот эти яблоки, которые он собирает, когда мы собираем их в количестве 100 штук, они дают дополнительную жизнь Крэшу. Но у раннера и так более чем достаточно этих жизней.
The first triple mask, the second triple mask, I messed that up, but other than that, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Pretty happy about how it's been going so far. I would say it's probably PB pace. I'll probably curse it by saying that, but I'll say it's probably like a Crash 2 PB pace. But now that I said that, you know, like
yeah, the beast has heard you. We're in trouble now.
I'm scared.
This level is actually a really interesting one because of the ice. The ice is going to play to our advantage, but and hopefully not to our disadvantage. And Murcaz is going to be trying to hold a hob slide over the ice to... Ooh, that's 3. Count them 3!
Interesting height there that ruined my plans. So we're going to be doing the death route here. Infamously hard death route. But that is because this one is a lot faster than going through the normal way.
This is where the ice comes in. Hopefully,
Get the mask a bit cheeky there.
nice one. They're gonna go for it.
Didn't.
Okay, fair enough.
You can get like a freeze frame there, which makes you move faster on ice, but didn't get it. But that's fine. Gonna try to avoid.
Unlucky.
I want to try to avoid that gem, but we did get it, so we're gonna.
В общем-то, Раннер сейчас пытался избежать лишнего прыжка, но у него не получилось, к
Not my
сожалению.
favorite thing to do, but we beat him up in Crash 1, and now he's like our ally, because he wants to beat up Cortex. I'd actually like to see the Crash bosses beat up each other. They're like very small, or Crash bosses are either one or two things: extremely buff and like skipping leg day, or you know, like extremely small and skinny.
Yeah.
It's like Brio and Cortex, and
They would have that little slap fight.
some engine. Now, oh yeah, the gem.
Oh.
So yeah, so this is what this. Oh, it's Cortex. I thought it was Brio. Why is it?
It's been a while since you got a clear
Направились
gem.
к предпоследнему боссу игры. Вообще,
Engine.
вторая часть кажется какой-то такой реально наиболее,
Getting it is very slim.
знаешь, что ли, казуальный даже. И ничего такого не происходит.
так. Механики в ней те же самые, которые были, немного улучшены, облегчены.
Да.
И в целом не возникает такого тяжелого чувства, скажем так.
Well, I missed it.
Потому что первая часть, ну,
It's fine.
это воплощение боли.
Murcaz was going for there was he was trying to set up
Да,
to
согласен.
both machine parts at the same time. It's a very difficult trick. I was watching him practice this in the practice room, and it's a very demanding trick. And it kind of sucks having to watch both animations. But yeah, this is not an easy thing to do. So
Yeah, it is hard to set up, and I'm not particularly.
Да, у
good at
босса
it
здесь
either.
есть два вида оружия. Это лазеры и ракеты. Ракеты могут быть
It is just
самонаводящиеся и на какую-то
more
область. И
tricky
нам
there.
надо
Timing is very tight. You might be wondering.
победить в этих непростых условиях.
As well. No, it just doesn't work for some reason. It does in the original version of the game. And a question I actually got that I want to talk about is that I got asked yesterday if these games were a lot different from the original. It is a complete remake from the bottom up. They are so different in every way. It's there's no comparison at all. So I'm actually going to use one of these masks to damage abuse, hopefully not die, and kill engine in one phase here. Yeah, there
very
we go.
nice.
У Раннера сейчас
We're
отлично.
already closing in
Отлично. Все получилось.
on the end of Crash 2, which is wild to me how fast this has been going.
This has been a very, very clean Crash 2. As you said, PB pace, I would leaning more to yeah now. As long as nothing disastrous happens, we won't be looking very comfy.
I think it's going to be very close at this point, I think, but I have had like mistakes here and there, but I actually don't know. I will have to retime it when I get home.
Do you remember what time we started Crash 2 at? I think it was like a 50, 52 something.
I have no clue.
I'm double checking for you right now.
Oh, thank you.
It was 52. We're on pretty good
Yeah.
pace, I would say. RTA, I have no clue to say because like the loads are different than my own, so. But it's a good way to check estimate.
Так, для сравнения, в своем ПБ, вот, когда он бегал все три части, он на час 31 уже закончил вторую. То есть он уже довольно прилично отстает.
Ну как, это накопительный эффект, так или иначе,
Ну,
потому что
понятно,
прошлую часть мы уже подтянули по времени немножко больше, чем ожидалось. Но в целом, вот про весь ран я могу сказать, что идем мы очень стабильно, там пару падений, да, было, это неприятно. Но я не скажу, что это именно критично для рана в целом, потому что он идет 2 с лишним часа. Это такие...
Да, даже
ошибки
почти
на
3
1-2
часа он
минуты.
идет.
Это да. В целом-то очень сложно как бы оценить масштабы ошибки по времени из-за того, что в ранах, которые идут больше 20-30 минут, условно потерять 1 минуту это не страшно. Потому что, ну, 30 минут страшно, час уже так волнительно, А когда ран переваливает за 2 часа, там можно потерять 4 минуты и потом выиграть 5. Это нормально.
Maybe the hardest level.
Тот же самый ранг Xenoblade, который
What you think?
видели люди
Personally
не
think
так
it's
давно. Потерял пару минут в начале, потом чуть отыграл,
we'll see how
пару
it
ошибок
goes.
произошло и все.
These levels are notoriously difficult, and the I don't know what you want to call them, the tentacle bots.
I think that's a
The tentacle bots that are in this level are have notoriously bad hitboxes.
yeah. The hitboxes are extremely scuffed. Sometimes, I say sometimes, a lot of the time, you're gonna be getting robbed. Murcaz right here, trying to hit as many hop sides as he can, taking the triple mask as far as he can is very, very important for this level.
No.
О,
Оу.
All right.
да,
so I
вот
went
это
for the
неприятно,
slide there,
конечно.
and,
Но,
it ended up
опять же,
just
относительно 2,5 часов, это
slide, which is
не
unfortunate.
смертельно.
That was a good beginning.
Очень неприятно, но да, не страшно.
Bad of a
Так вот,
death, but I
чтобы
would like
очень
to
не было.
Хотя, как знать, может быть, раннер перед тем, как запустить вторую часть, зашел к нам на RUSC и поставил на красное.
Murcaz is skilled enough to be able to make it work, but there are times when
Интересно звучит.
it can be implemented. Sometimes you're just gonna get robbed out of a hit.
I did not get my slide there, and that scared me. Oh, you're on a very bad cycle.
Yeah, that's a good call there.
And then just making sure these guys don't hit you. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
The tentacle bots have like insanely bad hitboxes. it's not even funny how bad they are.
Yeah, they definitely have the mismatch where visually they've switched their like pattern, but you're gonna slide into them and jump on them and get hit anyway. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a very common place for molding. A lot of copium has been ingested because of these levels.
A lot. It's also a funny thing. It's also a funny thing in that level where in 100%. Do you know how we? Why did I go? I was not supposed to go in here, but that's fine. That's fine. We can go in here. That's completely fine. A lot of the what was I talking about? The nitros. In the 100% of that run, or in this run, there is a possibility, like you skip a box. I'm actually gonna get hit on purpose here, and then
Сейчас мы получаем специальный удар.
Very nice.
go through this and keep that open. The nitros can bounce and scam you out of a
Стандартный
box
damage
that
boost
they
был.
were supposed to break. If they bounce at the exact same moment and you hit the nitro detonator, you won't get the box. So in that level there are 69 boxes. Hey. And you will just get hit by the random 60 out of 69. 60 out, 68 out of 69. And it's unfortunate because that just means that you have to do it again.
Speaking of unfortunate, that losing that master.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I died. It was
В него,
checkpoints,
по-моему,
right?
попала вот эта
It's not
пушка.
too bad. That mask is not necessary anymore.
That
Already messed up the level over there.
that small stretch there is very demanding, and as Murcaz stated, he managed to hit the checkpoint, which is good. But if he was if he had died a little earlier, that would have been a very devastating death.
I am fairly certain this is not PB anymore, but it is still a pretty good run for me.
Yeah, we're still cooking right now.
Even
Ну,
with-
сейчас раннер отмечает, что это точно не ПБ, но очень хороший ран для него.
So, jetpack.
И вот уровень с джетпаком.
People tend to like them in the original games. People tend to hate them in the remasters. Valid opinion.
Именно с помощью этого джетпака мы будем побеждать последнего босса в этой части.
If you disagree, donate and have the have the donation reader tell us.
When we talk about that, you have time now, Nashlex, if there's anything.
Yes, I do. First, I'll tell you a little bit. Here I have it. You started Crash 2 at 52:32, so that's your mark to keep an eye out on. In the meantime, I have a donation here of $50 by Tomadin, who says, Crash has always been one of my favorite franchises. It's great to see murcaz showcase such an awesome trilogy for a great cause. Good luck on the remainder of the run, murcaz. and that one's going towards Death's Door, any percent current patch, Umbrella versus Bosses 1. And I can tell you a little bit about that, because that is one heck of a run. You want to see a Crow fight bosses with an Umbrella? I do. That's an amazing feat to actually accomplish. There's a ton of great incentives out there, so keep them coming and keep putting them towards some of our amazing incentives for upcoming runs.
Did you say Thaumadin? Like TH, right?
Yeah, Fomadin.
Thank you. He is actually the guy who made the load remover for this game. Amazing guy, and I've had to work with him a lot. In all three.
Сейчас говорят про человека, который сделал Load Remover, то, что это отличный парень.
Fantastic person, so thank you. I appreciate that. Support means a lot.
Yeah, and a hefty donation of that. I think that deserves one of these. To be honest, done a lot of work for NS2. Thank you very
Говорит то, что он проделал много работы, и по этому поводу ему аплодисменты.
So yeah, closing in on Crash 2. It's been a ride.
It's been fun. I mean, in all honesty, besides the trip, it's actually kind of crazy. Well, your deaths, like your bad deaths, have been with triple masks.
Yeah. It's been a weird run.
Yeah, but I mean, besides those two triple mod deaths and like the minor things, it was honestly a very strong run.
Yeah.
Murcaz, as I mentioned earlier, and as he mentioned earlier too, 2 and 3 very similar in movement, and Murcaz honestly did an amazing job in showcasing the movement. It's very exciting now for Crash 3 because my man is all warmed up, ready to go for his favorite Crash game. So we're going to be having a good showcase for Crash 3.
I wonder if I missed any crystals. So that would be a
Вообще казуально довольно
missing a crystal and having to read.
непростой уровень.
If this run wasn't already weird enough.
Очень много различных препятствий, врагов.
It wouldn't be the first time that has happened. Because you kind of forget about.
Конечно, не такой, что прям непроходимый, но
You
пока привыкнешь к этому джетпаку и все такое.
you don't really think about.
Ну, если совсем честно говорить, почти все уровни в Крэше очень дружелюбны к казуалам.
Now then we're
Они
Ну да.
максимально сильно нас наказывают за ошибки.
well, we're good to go.
Right, final boss.
И вот мы идем к финальному боссу.
This is kind of anticlimactic, I guess.
Вот там давали подсказку, то, что надо Кортекса ударить по джетпаку. Первый раз, всего 3 раза нужно.
Much of a fight. The rocks are probably the most devastating thing in this fight, and being stationary objects, they're not going to be doing too much. The murcaz is just going to be getting in front of him, cutting his lines, and spinning him whenever he gets nearby. Keep an eye on the timer, just
Okay, it's fine.
there you
We're
go.
not-
GG. That's Crash 2.
Все, и
One more to go.
второй краш пройден.
Вторая часть пройдена, да.
Да, красные.
Баба,
Поздравляю.
пускаем.
We're more than enough time. So while I switch game here, you can get one fast donation in.
Yeah, first off, that will be a 49.18 for Crash 2.
Okay.
Solid run, solid run. I want to hear an awe from the chat for this donation. We have T-Bolt with $10.
И начинается третья часть, такая наиболее
Are cute.
экшеновая,
Thank you.
с различными
Thank you so much.
уровнями, временами, транспортными средствами, даже с разными персонажами.
Logic, do you want to explain the beginning of it? I'm just going to say that I'm going to glitch the menu. I'm going to do a hop slide into the level, hopefully.
Yeah, so right there, Murcaz goes to the menu to lock the camera and then get into the first level under pressure. I believe.
Да, Кортекс объединяется с братом нашей маски Аку-Аку,
Very difficult trick, and
которую-
actually clipping into the floor at the very start of the
брата Аку-Аку зовут
visual was
Ука-Ука,
very strange.
и вместе они пытаются сделать что-то очень плохое. Они находят машину времени,
There we go. So now Murcaz is going to be having
И
second movement here. The camera will be
это
adjusting when
оба,
he gets somewhat
что-то
near
такое.
inbounds. During the skip, he's going to have to blindly.
Я, кстати, не видел
and
этого
then
скипа.
the end level pool. I'm going to stay a bit quiet just so Murcaz can use some audio cues.
Oh,
Very
thank
nice.
God.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
That trick, that is so reset heavy and so annoying to do. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, that was a very, very clean showing. Getting into that out of bounds is very difficult as it is, but the fact murcaz very cleanly did a semi-blind movement to get the crystal and hit that ball.
I don't know how many tries that was. 4?
I think it was 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
4 is not. That would maybe be something I would keep in a run. It's extremely reset heavy, so yeah, I'm happy about that. Sometimes it can just take you forever. It's like a lot newer
Ну,
trick.
поверь, пожалуй, в раннер. Поставлю на то, что у него
There has
получится
been streams, where I've literally just sat in that level.
преодолеть.
That was a Crody special. Everyone was like, "Oh, new skip, nice," and then they do it. And wow, I really hate Crody.
Вера — это хорошо, но есть ли у нас надежды?
Ну, буду надеяться, что у раннера есть скилл, и там ни надежда, ни вера не так важны.
Shoutouts to Silver. He recently started learning this game, and that was the first thing he learned.
Oh my! I hope he's got thick skin. Honestly, that's gonna be a rough time.
So, into my strong game. So hopefully, if you think the 2 other runs were decent, then this will be the one.
Здесь у нас пока не меняется способ передвижения, это все тот же спин-дэш.
I've shown this at ESA, I think, already 3 or 4. Oh, I usually go for that mask, but now I have double, so I do not want that. So that was another triple stack hob slide. I'll use that to just go through most of this, reapply it. Use the height, just go to the side of these lava pits. They're way less scary than the holes.
Yeah, easily. It's kind of crazy because, as murcaz stated, the movement from 2 and 3 is very similar. But you're going to see murcaz hitting a majority of these hob slides, if not all of them, just because of his consistency in this game. It is honestly amazing. And I also forgot how much of a bop NST3 has.
Yeah, I think
Toad Village.
Уже уровень пройден.
I think it's the better ones for sure.
Yeah.
Other than like Toxic Waste and Cortex 1, those are the ones I like. Crash 2, I'm not a big fan of, but people will obviously, hate me for that. So there you see, as the title level of the level appears.
Наш старый знакомый Tiny Tiger появлялся только что. И сейчас Коко тоже проходит такой своеобразный автоскроллер.
What we do skips that animation. We just like switch the character as you enter. It switches the animation, or it skips the animation and saves like 5-ish seconds per level. So per level you do that, which is gonna be a total of 5 during the run.
So 25 seconds overall. Wait, is it 5 levels or 5 seconds?
Yeah, 5 levels. 5 levels where you will do that.
Yeah. So it is a massive time save, and obviously, does this count as a vehicle level?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So vehicle levels in Crash 3 are kind of the there's one or two of them in every stage. I think 2 being engine.
Также классический платформинг,
You mean like the warp?
но
Fourth warp?
обновленный персонаж.
There's 2 in.
Кстати, интересный момент то, что дизайн...
There's 2 in every.
Как зовут, кстати, нашу...
Коко?
Да, Кока, вот. Ее дизайн относительно PS1 версии не изменился практически вообще. Единственное, у нее появился вот этот вот планшет.
Здесь, кстати, да, начинается вот этот водный уровень, и нам надо постоянно передвигаться из стороны в сторону, потому что, когда мы поворачиваем, наше транспортное средство получает ускорение.
Mostly needed to damage abuse here, and then from there, it's fine if I lose them. Preferably keep them, but it's fine if I lose them because Crash 3 gives you a lot of options, thankfully. Strafing like this, I don't know like why it's like I know why it's faster, but we don't have like a consistent way of like doing that, what makes it faster, which is like the waves. You see the waves like turning back and forth. Those is like kind of what we're trying to hit to make it go faster. It saves like 0.5 during the level, so it's not much. If you want to read a donation now's the perfect time.
Yes, I do. I have half lift with $10. It says, not just the jetpack levels, but Crash 2 in general is my kryptonite. Good luck with the rest of the run, murcaz. Thank you for that, Halflift.
Thank you, Halflift.
Be sure to put those towards the incentives, everyone, because we have a ton of them coming up and a ton of amazing choices to choose from, including a Gothic bid war coming up for the language. Get them going.
Did I forget the crystal? I did not, right?
No.
No. Oh, I was
Okay.
like...
Dude, you scared me. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. Oh my god. Bye, Tiny. So now we're going to be doing a trick called a gate clip. Ooh.
I messed up.
Yeah, so I'll give murcaz some silence here, just to let him.
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, we're good.
So that's why I said we won't be seeing Tiny again.
О,
We
начинается
skipped, with
миссия на
finishing the menu,
мотоцикле.
which I failed the first time, and then I had
По сути, нам здесь просто надо собирать все
fine.
платформы, дающие ускорение.
I don't really know how to explain it. We glitched the menu in the background, and somehow Coco can walk through walls.
Кстати, по идее, должны быть скипы
Yeah, we're gonna be using
некоторые.
that one more time.
Если я правильно помню, то в ближайшее время мы как минимум через стенки должны
So
походить.
I'm gonna try and keep this boost
The dream boost.
through the entirety of this level. You kind of have to like.
Вот я сейчас не припомню такого, но было бы здорово, да, посмотреть.
Threading the needle, yeah.
Yeah, threading needle through.
Я вот точно не вспомню момент, но мы не можем скипать некоторые препятствия таким образом. Возможно, это уже в ранах не используется, либо это пофиксили, но как минимум в первое время, после выхода игры, были скипы через... Ну как, это были не скипы, скорее раннеры могли ничего не делать. На автоскроллер секции можно было пройти через некоторые препятствия, но сейчас я этого не увидел, возможно, что-то изменилось с патчами.
The actual requirement for those motorcycle levels is to get first place. If you don't get first place, you don't get the crystals. The only one where that's like even slight an issue is level 14, Road Crash. Hopefully that won't be an issue for us. It rarely is, but so this is a very special case of doing hob slides, because I have to do a special height hob slide where I have to like, my timing has to be a bit different on some, I guess you would call them limestone bricks. That might be wrong though. I have actually no clue. These bricks coming down here.
Можно заметить то, что Крэш путешествует по разным временам. Вот сейчас он находится где-то в Древнем Египте.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's my, I don't know why I said limestone. Okay, I made that jump. That jump gets scarier the further behind the cycle you are, by the way, and that's why it's so scary.
Замечательно. Я снова забыл включить микрофон, поздравьте меня, чатик. В общем-то, в Древнем Египте те же проблемы, что и везде. Кончается плитка, появляются дыры.
The cycle, for this level, cycles really come into play, and as you saw, murcaz kind of had a little trip up at the beginning, which then dominoed throughout the entire level, so hitting those hop slides and, you know, keeping your movement clean is still very important in Crash 3, which doesn't really prioritize cycle-based levels. There's always a couple lying around that you have to manage.
Especially later on, like
Кстати, появились те, кто выражает свою открытую неприязнь к уровням на мотоцикле и прочих автоскролл-секциях. Лодочки.
Мы все равно в спидране хотим их видеть как можно больше, потому что они самые быстрые, по сути.
Это да.
I think we have time in the estimate if we miss the crystal, so I think it's worth.
Yeah, we have more than enough time, I think. Let's see. I'm not getting it. You can read the donation now, Nashlux, if you have.
Shout out to McGill Coco. I have a $200 donation by Anonymous here.
Задонатили $200.
That says, Merc, great run so far. Thanks for showing up.
Вообще уже начинается какая-то тенденция, то что донаты как-то побольше стали вот, во второй половине марафона. И интересно, сколько всего соберется.
Ну, хотелось бы, чтобы собралось так 1100, как планируют.
Ну да.
Ну, чем больше, тем лучше, потому что все-таки цель благая. У Исы есть только одна проблема со сбором большая. Это то, что ее относительно мало знают. Те же самые цифры просмотров, не такие, как у ГДК.
Ну да, это уже не один раз обмусоливалось, даже как-то сложно понять однозначно, в чем у них проблемы, потому что у всех какое-то разное мнение по этому поводу. Но, видимо, их устраивает такое положение, потому что... Хотя, с другой стороны, вот они первыми пошли на оффлайн марафоны снова. Может, это как-то и принесет свои плоды, и получится взять какой-то даже побольше барьер.
So these are probably my favorite kind of theme of levels. The music and the layout is honestly very fun in a speedrun because there aren't too many death bits and the enemy position is in a fun way. I'll say.
С одной стороны, надо что-то комментировать, но ран сам по себе такой, что секции с платформингом всегда повторяются. Прям. И ошибок-то больше нет, нечего пообсуждать, потому что раннер заливает нам пузырики ванбеливеров.
Эй, походу его здесь модераторы раскусили, ставки отменили.
Да, баба не хочет больше скамить народ, видимо, 2 скама за один ран это слишком много.
Mask management once again being extremely important. As you can see, the mask boost we get is just insane. And ooh,
that was good.
Okay, whew.
That was risky, but that was good.
Yeah. So triple mask movement once again being a very strong factor.
So knowing if you did good movement here or not is dependent on if you can go past the scorpion. And we made it with flying colors. Now I'm gonna do a little cheeky jump up there. Have we explained glitch high jump? I don't think we have.
I don't think we did.
It's a slide jump spin, so not a slide spin jump like a hop slide.
Oh, nitro bounce.
And it gives you momentum, like more upwards momentum, and that is used in the boss we're doing now to like kind of just make him trivial. It's called a glitch.
Отстаивай честь нашего казино.
In the original version it was glitched, in this version they kept it in because it became such a staple of like
Благородные вабы.
Да.
Так можно же сделать ставку не на это. О чем ты, ваба? Можно сделать ставку, умрет ли раннер больше 3 раз.
Да, у нас здесь босс, после убийства которого нам будет доступен двойной прыжок, и это будет нам помогать во многом. Но главная, конечно, способность, которую мы хотим, это глайд, планирование с атаки с воздуха.
The portal always spawns exactly where I'm standing right now. So it's gonna spawn and pick me up.
Nice.
That is the 12th boss? 11th if you count, we skip Tiny, that we've done today. So now we move on to the Warp of Death.
Oh yes, where dreams come to die.
The amount of runs lost to this warp is, yeah, sad.
Yep.
So I really want this triple mask. This triple mask is so important, and you will see why. Because you cannot actually go to the side of a lot of these lava pits. I'm gonna try and get a hop slide here from that lava pit.
Just like in the previous level of this design, there aren't really too many things that can stop murcaz from maintaining this hop slide. So with the triple mask, He's going to go over as many lava pits as he can, skipping this dragon here and opting for the hop slide. Honestly, a very strong hop slide. He's still going with it too. He's still going.
Опять же, раннер пытается двигаться каким-то наиболее оптимальным путем, используя как можно больше вот этих самых спиндэшей. А двойные прыжки нам, по сути, на этом уровне еще и не нужны.
I'm gonna go for the gold cycle here. I don't know if I'm on. Oh, I'm not on time. Okay, that's okay. Oh, well, I was on time, but I messed up the movement. So that is. This means I'm on really good. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, I walked on lava for a bit there. Well, you know, we take what we get. Like it's
Thanks,
it's
Crash.
fine.
Yeah, very strong hop slides at the beginning. The fact he even could go for God Cycle is very impressive. Very, very strong hop slides.
I'm actually gonna do this, and then we're doing a bit of a rerouting here, because of how this has gone. So I'm gonna try and do a God Cycle in a very, very, very scary level, and things might go really badly there. So if it goes badly, I would like to have. Oh well, I bumped into him. So if it goes badly in that level, I will have it for. I will have 2 chances to get masks because I really need.
В общем-то, сейчас у нас начнется проблема с тем, что если мы ошибемся, мы не получим маски. Ну и как вы помните, правило спидрана Крэша: нет масок, нет скорости.
Multiple top level runners. One of us found out that that a half cycle was possible, saving like a second and a half, and then it was kind of like always forgotten because it wasn't put like into an RTA viable thing until after double slides were fully implemented into the run. And then I started messing with it, couldn't make it. World record holder hopped in. I'm second place holder. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but me and him and another top runner spent the day trying to figure out how we could make that work. I wanted to go into the mud there, but just don't have my speed, but I had to do it around. This is like the only vehicle levels that motorcycle levels that can be hard to win.
Вот мы обогнали уже всех соперников, и по сути надо удержать только место и дойти до финиша.
It is risky, it is difficult, it looks really cool, and it's just an overall beast of a cycle.
Every checkbox ticked for a marathon attempt then, I think.
Yeah, marathon safe. It is definitely not, but I don't know. I want to go for it.
You've always got to flex the cool stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, this vehicle level, as murcaz stated, can be a bit dodgy, especially when you're bumping into a lot of things. Like right at the beginning of the level, he bumped into the back of 2 cars, and then actually he was getting contested by his second place. Well, would be first in the race normally, but we're all good to go.
All right, time to go for high time God cycle and see if that works. We're just gonna skip Entropy. Entropy best character in Crash series, by the way. Except for Crash 4, we forget about that. But
yeah, he doesn't exist in Crash 4.
Здесь мы уже применяем двойные прыжки, чтобы быстрее оказываться на платформах, которые находятся выше. Опять же, очень важен цикл.
This is okay so far, but the God cycle, like, I don't know if I've hit it until like the entire end, like to the end of the level. So.
Okay, very nice. Again, murcaz is going to be wanting to cut corners, skip a couple of these flying carpets. He can actually jump through the flying carpets, which he's going to take advantage of. Oh,
that's fine.
Okay.
О, какие сложные и хорошие прыжки, да. Вот эта вот секция на коврах последняя.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, that was smooth.
That is great.
There's a very, very clean high time. If anything from this event, high time going that smoothly is definitely a W we take home.
Yeah. Some of the things I've gotten is in this whole showcase have been Not expected. I don't know if I should have gone into this level first. Maybe, maybe not. But
So this level actually showcases another out of bounds, much easier than the one in Under Pressure, thankfully. And
А вот это транспортное средство обладает способностью к дэшу, и мы стараемся прожимать его как можно чаще.
Be carrying on through the level, and then I believe around, it'd be a little further ahead. He's gonna be clipping into the floor and then doing some out of bounds movement again. I don't think it's as blind as the first level, but it's definitely not as difficult. So now he's got the crystal, he's gonna back up a little bit and then clip it to the floor, and then he's gonna be darting right to the.
Сейчас ставится какой-то трюк, выходим в ОБ.
the other one, and it took me more tries than the other one.
Yeah.
So. And hopefully we don't. Okay.
There we go.
So
И конец уровня.
that did lose me a bit of time, like getting that fourth try. Usually that is like a first or second try. That clip is a lot easier than the other one. So that was interesting. I don't know if this. I could get this triple mask. I've never done it.
Yeah.
we usually don't have two masks going into this level, but I'm just gonna avoid this mask probably.
So right off rip, gonna be carrying a hop slide. Again, these levels are very nice with the death pits. There aren't too many, and the enemy positions are pretty forgiving. Jump in there. Ooh, okay. So murcaz is going to be taking it a little safe, hugging the walls here to avoid the death pits, doing well with the hop slide so far.
This can be a really annoying level if it like starts dropping your hop slides, your spacing, because you kind of want to like go through the entire level with hop slides. So if you drop a hop slide like what I did there, your spacing becomes really weird, and when your spacing becomes really weird, it's really easy to drop it. I have a very like set in stone rhythm that I want and places where I want to be in a specific part of the hop slide, so when it's not like that, I feel uncomfortable.
Still a very, very strong level there, and yeah, with the inputs as well, the rhythm that you kind of have to maintain everything is very important.
So, Entropy. The second boss we're doing in this run, and the second to last boss we're doing in this run.
Очередной босс, доктор Энтропи. Энтропи.
I want to say I don't ever fail it, but
И после него мы, по-моему, как раз получим возможность парить. Дождаемся нужной атаки, и после этого атакуем. Перепрыгиваем из стороны в сторону, так, чтобы добраться к нему. Ну, ничего сложного.
Using the master to take the bounce of the hit, or take the hit for the bounce. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what we talked about like 2 hours ago, where I get a bounce from getting hit by an objective or like a bullet or anything. He shoots clocks, and I got hit by clock, and it bounces me up, which gives me enough height to clear that jump, which would not otherwise be possible. Well, let me correct myself. It is possible. It is not RTA viable.
Yeah.
At all. Crody's gonna tell me it is RTA viable, but no.
More DMs.
Yeah, this is one of those levels where, like, I would say, if you have
Еще один водный уровень, на котором мы просто двигаемся из стороны в сторону, чтобы быстрее передвигаться.
Let me just start by saying that I've been absolutely enjoying the heck out of this immense trilogy run. It's been absolutely a pleasure to just watch this, just getting my memories just crushed as a kid from struggling to get through any of these levels at all, and just seeing you cruise through them in less than 3 hours, no less. It's been a blast.
Сейчас Раннер отмечает то, что настолько приятно, ну как, это скорее комментатор, то, что очень приятно наблюдать за этой игрой и вспоминать, как в детстве тратили 3 часа на один уровень, когда вы проходите всю игру за это время.
No.
Please? He's saying please, Micah. Yeah.
No.
He's saying please. He's saying please.
He's almost groveling at this point.
He's on his knees, bro. Come on, what are you doing? You go.
I rather not. This level this level's not that enjoyable.
You know, how underestimated are we? You know what? You're being a bad guy.
I mean, I could play it 5 times, but I'm not going to.
No. I'm getting messages in my ear that say please no.
Yeah.
P.S. Tell my best friend Logic that he is looking mighty.
Кстати, зал уже порядком наполнился людьми.
Luck to you both.
I agree.
Thank you, Cam Cutie.
Also, I would just want to say quickly, I could go for like a cannonball strat. We just call it the cannonball, where you like hug the inner right when going around that boat. But I was a bit behind, so I didn't want to go for it, and it does mess up a trick later in the run, so I don't want to do it. So yeah, you can fit in another donation if you have, or just whatever.
I'm gonna actually go ahead because we have a very long level ahead of this. I know this stuff. We have Professor Thomas Dyerborg that has an important quote here because we're here because of the Alzheimer Fondant that says, "First, I would like to thank all of you for your generous support of our research of the brain's inflammatory cells, the so-called microglia cells, and their role in the Alzheimer's disease. In the recent years, more and more research has shown that these cells play a crucial role in the development of the Alzheimer's disease. We hope to find new ways to influence these microglial cells to help the aging brain not to suffer from dementia. So every donation helps. Thanks everyone so much for donating, especially during this trilogy run.
Благодарность
I'm
непосредственно всем, кто
absolutely
донатит.
blessed just being here.
Это очень важно, потому что
And murcaz doing a great job on the trilogy run.
все будет направлено на
Showing.
благотворительность.
Bad start to a very hard level, so
So this level again.
И вот нам как раз показывают вот этот глайд, который мы приобрели
And murcaz actually
после
got the,
победы над боссом.
spin ability, which will actually hold his momentum and give him a speed boost if he hits the ground. Very.
that was so close. That was
Yeah.
way too close for comfort.
So the gimmick of this level is Crash will drown if the water is raised while he's on the ground floor. So you have to use metal boxes or platforms to get away from it. Again, murcaz actually had a little bit of a stumble at the beginning of the level, and the fact that he still hit the cycle is extremely impressive. Honestly, it's not an easy thing to do. Hitting the cycle alone is like a very difficult feat, and the fact murcaz.
Да, и здесь надо попасть в цикл
Another risky part.
вот воды, которая поднимается и опускается.
Triple spin to the staircase. Oh, very nice.
And the last part. Every part of this level scares me.
Yep. So he has to be very careful not to blow up the TNT here with his spin. Very nice.
Yeah, I actually want these 2 masks. They are really important, so I can't lose it at any point.
Yeah, there's a
И он ни разу не умер на этом уровне, очень хорошо.
Did an amazing job hitting all 3.
That was another god cycle, so it was really good. Really happy about this Crash 3 run, except for a few hiccups. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say very, very strong like showing so far. Hopefully it continues. I say so far, but I believe in murcaz to carry this one to the end with flying colors.
Beginning of this level can be a bit scary. We'll see.
Okay, so thanks to the intense spin, the hop slides are actually changed by a little bit, and this will be our one of our main forms of movement thanks to the speed boost. And murcaz is timing these spins very carefully. Obviously, he wants to keep these masks for later in the level. So did a very good job at still holding forward as in a Crash game as you should, but still managing to avoid all the active hitboxes flying around him.
You can see Crash like stumble a bit there, and you can wonder, can he fall off? Yes. Yes. he can.
Сейчас идет довольно-таки чистое исполнение уровня.
Be able to fall off, and it's a run kill.
Мы еще ни разу не потеряли, кстати, скорость, набранную нами, так что
Oh, it's only happened
все идет замечательно.
But yeah, hop slides, I guess we didn't talk about that. I didn't even think about that. Guys, I've been at ESA 4 times, if you haven't seen by now. No,
Do your research, look back.
Все выглядит так, то что раннер себя именно на третьей части чувствует увереннее всего.
after beating Ender,
Ну да.
which switches out our abilities to do hop slides, and now we can do mock tornadoes as well. They cannot be chained, but they can be done on flat ground. So they have a benefit, and they have something that they have both a benefit and negative effect.
A different way to play the game, if you will.
Yeah. It's just so happens to be that none of the levels that we are doing, like from after Entropy, actually benefits from the hop slide more than the mock tornado, because we could skip it technically, but we obviously also don't want to do that. Why do I'm so
What happened?
I I'm stupid.
Oh,
I was not supposed to damage abuse that last enemy. I usually never have masks go like at that.
Сейчас Ран говорит, что сделал
I
глупость, потому что он не должен был абузить
use a mask for this level, but
дэмэдж буст на последнем враге.
well, we don't have it, so we can't use it. But I'm still gonna showcase. Oh,
Jesus.
Но по привычке он это сделал.
I'm still gonna showcase a glitch in this level.
Да, и вот здесь вот уже появляются какие-то такие скипы, когда мы не идем по платформам, а
Jump on top of the floor.
просто перепрыгиваем их.
The ceiling.
И теперь
So just,
мы
mock tornado
попали
here,
наверх уровня
and
и минуем все ловушки.
move along the side.
As we mentioned before, with tornadoes being the most advantageous on flat surfaces, being in this position is just a straight path. You don't have to worry about any obstacles. The ramps being the only change in terrain, so murcaz is able to change some really nice mark tornadoes, albeit semi-blind because he needs to make sure that his inputs are correct, so he
Yeah.
doesn't just fly off.
You can't fall off, by the way.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
No.
Oops.
That is
О,
interesting. I was mid-spin. That is
Мумия
really bad.
приговорила.
That is like a good minute death.
That's
Минус
that's
где-то
heartbreaking.
минут
I'm-
полторы.
So that happens because sometimes, like when I spun the mummy like that, it decided that I have invincibility frames now, so even if you're spinning, you're dead. Very sad. That is a heartbreaking death. That is
Yeah.
really.
That is an unfortunate stain on a really good crash through run.
Yeah, that could have been a really good pace, or that should have been a really good pace until that point. But still, pretty good.
Dude, I don't blame you if you're taking your time on him. Like honestly.
Yeah, I waited now, because obviously when you do that, you don't get any checkpoints. So if you die, it's all the way back. Very unfortunate. A bit sad about that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Honestly, that you can't really blame the runner too much on that one because visually, murcaz definitely should have.
You are in the spin, and
Yeah.
sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. I should have been. I knew that was a possibility, so I should have been careful about it. But it happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be spamming here a bit.
Сейчас Ран отмечает, что вот эти вот смерти иногда случаются. Пока что мы летим на автоскролл уровне.
It's just a shoot down.
Мы, к сожалению, никак не можем ускорить процесс его прохождения.
By these plane enemies, if you are either not quick enough or don't dodge enough. But murcaz is a speedrunner.
So I'm gonna use the 3D environment here to move a bit closer to like the left blimp.
You're hitting that button like it owes you money.
Yeah.
It's like you were letting him have
Как вы
it.
понимаете, нет никаких триггеров, которые отвечают за прохождение уровня. Мы должны именно долететь до конца. Поэтому не нашли никаких скипов, которые позволяли бы все это существенно ускорить.
After this run.
Exactly. And they're, Coco being Coco again, and I'm. All right, so the hard gate clip, which can soft lock the game now.
Oh yeah. I'll give some silence for this one.
Сейчас будет довольно сложный скип, на котором мы можем софтлокнуть игру. Как вы понимаете, это то, чего мы не хотим.
Игра как-то не под... А,
Okay,
все.
we're good.
Oh,
Все,
no.
все хорошо.
Whew.
Можно выдохнуть.
So yeah, that is
No.
a very, very dangerous.
Ну, поскольку у нас никто не поставил пузырики, я думаю,
Is very scary, but
особо не взволнованы на
Which, if you fall out,
Товарищ.
soft lock.
yeah, that's juicy.
Пузырики все-таки мотивируют лучше.
It's a very big run killer. That is the whole reason I have. Maybe if you saw me every time I would start a a run, the 3 times I've done, I've had the override new save thing. That is autosave. That is the only reason why I have autosave on. Having autosave on actually loses a bit of time in this game. Loses like 0.6 per time, so it's like I've lost 2 seconds doing it, around 2 seconds doing it. But
И вот остается последний самолет,
the
после которого уровень будет пройден.
That is not something I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
there's absolutely no way to save it if you fail it. So, or you can load a file, but if you don't have a file where it's already said, then. All right, 4 more levels in the boss. Yeah, happy about this Crash 4. Crash 3 run.
Crash 4 after this run?
Yeah.
Hello, let's go.
Maybe in the future.
Сейчас небольшая оговорка была.
Hold on, no.
4-й кэш вместо 3-го. Таранор только обрадовался, давайте и 4-го.
Other than that, Sphinxinator, this is probably like not.
И сказали то, что может быть на следующей ейсе.
Pretty close to my PB, which is a really good time.
Yeah.
So
I think in regards to player performance, this run has been extremely good. I like it's half blame for that Sphinxinator death, like because obviously they had the foresight, but he shouldn't have gotten killed by that mummy. Very unfortunate. Yeah, that's a superb job for this Crash 3 run, and all the runs in general have been very strong.
I'm fairly certain, if I'm not completely mistaken though, I'm fairly certain this is on full trilogy PB pace for sure.
Oh.
Don't curse it, man. Don't curse it.
The beast hears, brother.
I wouldn't know until later. Oh. Okay, I won't be able to make that. This is a really bad level, but I was falling a bit behind, so that's what happened. Yeah, this has been pretty solid. A bad start to Crash 1, otherwise a good Crash 1. Got to show off glitches, got to have a lot of fun. I'm actually surprised the audience is as full as it is compared, like, with how late this run, or it started at 7 a.m. I was paying late. How are you guys? Early. Well, it depends.
You're showing your true colors here, man.
For some people, it's late, right? It's really nice seeing people again. Not that I've not seen people in 2 years, but you guys know what I mean.
В общем-то, очередной автоскролл элемент игры. Ничего мы с этим поделать не можем, только принять и простить.
Но, с другой стороны, осталось уже, в принципе, от Тарана не так уж и много.
There's a few runs to watch out for in the future as well. All of them, you know, don't skip any. But yeah, few runs I would especially look out for is the ending run, Daoman, Spyro 120%, Spyro Crash, kind of close community. Can't wait to see that. Always an entertaining guy. And other than that, we're just finishing up this run with the last 3 levels.
Осталось пару уровней всего лишь.
We got the snipe here.
So these last levels kind of blend mechanics from levels that we've seen with the Firefly and just the indoor-outdoor kind of aesthetic. Thanks to the Mark Tornado, murcaz is going to be attempting to nail as many as he can.
Damage abuse to keep the door open there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that mask doesn't really matter because there's 3 right here. And I'm gonna do another damage abuse really soon, but first I'm gonna try and make this door cycle ahead here.
I think we're looking on good pace here. Ooh.
Yeah, by a mile.
Yeah, country mile there.
Damage abuse to keep the door open yet again, because that mask is not very useful.
Skipping the checkpoint.
Yeah, that
ballsy move.
That might not have been great.
Okay. Just don't miss this jump. Okay.
Whew. I almost did actually.
Yeah, that was scary.
You're
saving the frames, bro. It's all good.
All right, Gone Tomorrow. We're all still here tomorrow, right? It's not over yet.
Still got a lot of ESA to go through.
Gone Tomorrow. Cycle heavy, another god cycle here.
Думаю, здесь уже понятно, что он уложится в эстимейт. Волноваться об этом не стоит. Хотя, конечно, может как-то так прям совсем не завести, где он случится какой-то уровень, где он потеряет, не знаю, минуты 3-4. Хотя не уверен, что даже это его остановит.
Ну не, он может тут минут 7 потерять без проблем.
I thought I didn't make that B,
На
actually.
текущий момент вот у него, ну, буквально ничего не предвещает беды, чтобы
I don't know why.
беспокоиться по этому поводу.
It did
Does
look like
everyone else think they look like bees?
yellow and black.
Yeah, they're yellow and black, and they like sting you, I guess.
They're annoying. So yeah, with these sideway levels again, murcaz knows what's coming up, but trying to be optimal in these levels can be a little scary because a marked tornado without really comprehending on what's coming up might lead to a lost mask or even a
I'm a
death.
bit behind here. Yeah,
Oh.
I lost that. I don't think I'm able to catch the cycle here due to that. And I don't have a mask for Flaming Passion, which is so scary.
Yes, so now that you mentioned it.
Can I make this?
Oh,
Alright, I
Jesus.
did make the God Cycle.
Murcaz, my god, man.
I should not have gone for that. That
yeah,
was really
dude,
stupid
my
to go
heart,
for.
bro. Christ.
Oh,
What are you doing to me so early in the morning, man?
I should not have gone for that, but I did, and it worked out. So here we are.
You gotta make up for the Sphinxinated death. It's gonna go crazy.
If that was a PB attempt, I would not have made it. For sure. Flaming Passion. Potentially the hardest level in the run at this point.
No mask too.
The last level. So no mask, no safety.
This is where always become men. This level. And murcaz is gonna do a good job. Again, this level is pretty cycle dependent with these carpets. Murcaz is gonna try and be sure to hold as many marked tornadoes as he can, but also be careful not to overdo it, because if he overdoes it and sends himself into the flames or into any of the enemies on the way.
О, отлично. Ну, по идее, мы должны были чуть-чуть дальше прилететь на этот летающий ковер, но, как видите, у нас не совсем получилось, но Раннер успел выкрутиться.
No respect lost for that backup there. You don't really for this level. Oh yeah, dude.
Как-то вот сомневался, брать чекпоинт или нет, но думаю, в итоге все правильно сделал, что взял.
Ну, это марафон, да. На марафонах лучше не рисковать.
Dude, I love you were saying like, oh, this level's like super hard with no mask and skips all the checkpoints anyway.
I'm so scared.
You had me so worried for a second.
All right, the last boss.
И вот у нас last boss.
I'm gonna be playing it a bit safe. I just wanna finish the run.
Битва будет представлять из себя такой двойной файт. Аку будет сражаться против Ука-Ука, и мы будем сражаться против Кортекса. Кортекс будет стрелять в нас такими же сферами, как в первой части, и еще разбрасывать мины. После того, как он бросит последнюю мину, он будет в таком оглушенном состоянии, и нам надо будет его скинуть вот клетку, которая откроется в середине арены.
I virtually waved my hand to the crowd, so I'm doing it for you. Wish you all the best, and that's going to the San Andreas, any percent, no major glitches, definitive upgrade.
Еще два раза его так сбросить, и ран окончен.
And beat ESA Winter 2021. Let's get it going. Come on, finish it up, murcaz.
Thank you. So yeah, this has been the entire trilogy from me and Logic with commentary. Thank you for doing an amazing job with commentary.
Yeah, we'll hit the button. I might have to reach over for you, Marquez, but
yeah, I'll hit the button when it happens.
Сейчас надо готовиться к времени.
Minute or so left. It's been an amazing journey, and I want to thank everyone in the Crash community. I want to especially thank Crody for everything he does. Amazing guy. Thank you everyone for the donations during my run. Wonderful to have Nashlax again. Hopefully it's a tradition that continues if I get another run in. Logic for commentary, and everyone for being so kind during my run. And I'm glad I got to show this off. Now Cortex is still
Все, последний разброс мин. Кортекс оглушен. И сейчас нам надо подобрать пауэрап, вернуться, и это будет время.
Сейчас будет.
Да.
Все время. Отлично.
Отлично,
2:28.
Да, молодец.
Thank you so much for having me.
Прекрасный ран.
I wanna
Чистый.
quickly say,
Пару ошибок было, конечно, но это свойственно людям, как говорится. На то есть и спидран борда, на который все висят и пытаются перебить друг друга по скорости.
my friends, everyone who donated, again, thank you so much. This run, everyone who helped make this run what it is today, the entire full trilogy. I think that might be a PB, but I will have to come back to you all.
Может, тебе надо куда-то отойти? Я бы посидел, и потом бы, как ты вернешься, пришел. Ой, точнее, ушел.
Да не, можешь как бы идти спокойно.
Ну,
Следующий раунд будет 20 минут, я смогу спокойно покомментировать и тоже уйти в магазин.
Отлично. Спасибо тебе большое, что пришел. Ты прям меня спас. Все,
не за что.
чат, до свидания. Еще встретимся на Metal Gear. Удачи всем. Тебе удачно откомментить.
Да, благодарю.
We have another legend coming for you. We have the king, the champion, the maybe champion of crowd control here. We have Black Tastic coming up in a moment. So don't go anywhere, everyone. After a quick intermission, we'll be back here with ESA.
Сейчас будет небольшая интермиссия, и мы вернемся снова.